Hello everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Flea and I are back as we continue our look into horror anime with Serial Experiments Lain, episodes 7 to 13. Strange things start happening when a withdrawn girl named Lane becomes obsessed with the interconnected virtual realm known as the Wired. Welcome back. Hopefully this isn't going to go wibble on me because it's a bit stuttery.
It's good to be back for as long as we manage to stay back.
Yeah, God, this is
like testing. I'm going to be saying testing an awful lot tonight. Every time it goes quiet, I am going to say testing, just so you know that, just so you're forewarned.
Yeah,
welcome to the UK, where the internet isn't the most reliable. Oh. Have you noticed the internet always works really, really, really well until that one moment when you need it, when it kind of like falls on its knees and falls on its sword?
Yep. And it always seems to be that, I don't know, Sundays or something, like, it's always messing you about.
I reckon it's because it's Sunday, everyone is using the internet.
Or that's when they're doing they're poking at it with a stick.
It's kids, Paul. It's kids who should know better, or be into the green boxes.
Bring back the tech people of the 90s, not these. Right. Anyway, before we get and have a wee bit of news in the anime world, which I thought we would talk about.
Whether it's good news or bad news depends on your outlook in life.
No, well, yeah. Our evil overlords at Crunchyroll have decided that they want to take over India now, as well as Japan.
This is.
I think the only anime provider there.
Unfortunately, like Crunchyroll, evil as they may be, is the evil henchman. Unfortunately, Sony is the evil overlord because Sony owns Crunchyroll.
Yep. Yeah, Sony is not a nice company. But yeah, Crunchyroll wants to make new anime series with Indian stories, CEO shares. Crunchyroll has become one of the biggest movers and shakers in the anime streaming world, having countless anime adaptations and manga as part of its roster. Recently, the platform confirmed it had more than 15 million subscribers who are streaming some of the biggest anime in the world, along with the likes of North America and Japan. Crunchyroll has expanded its platform to quite a few countries, including the country of India. In a recent interview, Crunchyroll's CEO didn't just confirm an expansion in India, but confirmed that Crunchyroll would be working on projects specifically for the country. So I'm guessing India doesn't have its own animation.
India does, but it's very limited. They recently, I think it's not India, Pakistan. Pakistan recently just released a feature film called The Glassmaker, which is absolutely incredible. But it's like, no, they don't do much. Indian animation has its own style. And I don't know whether Crunchyroll is trying to, they want to make roots into India so they can bring like Indian stories to like the wider world, or they're just kind of like setting their sights on India as their next conquest.
I would be wary of any local Indian company that wants to get into bed with Crunchyroll. Remember Funimation. I would urge caution. If you're in India and you're thinking that this might be a good thing, I would think again. Crunchyroll
also
is a big company.
Right. Also, think about a good 70% of all the stuff that Crunchyroll has
destroyed, wiped out.
I was looking for a better word than destroyed. Adapted. It means exactly the same thing as destroyed when we're talking about Crunchyroll, but adapted. Look, it's got a good 70% of like the things that Crunchyroll have adapted from something else. Looking at you specifically, Death Note, hasn't gone very well for them.
Yeah. Like I said, if you're in India, if you're a smaller animation company, and the shadow, the specter of Crunchyroll looms over you, be afraid. Be very afraid.
I can see it now. I can't wait. I can't wait for Crunchyroll's adaptation of the Mahabharat. That is going to be so cool. Not.
Here's
Because
another.
They're going to westernize.
Of course. The thing is,
All the
anime is a particular style.
Yeah.
And that may not fit. It's like, I don't want everything westernized. I don't want everything anime, you know what I mean, Japanified either. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, it's like there's a Japanese version of there's an anime version of Snow White. I've got to be quite honest. Coming off the back of the Snow White that I grew up with, it does look a bit weird in anime style. Then there's Snow White with the red hair, but we won't go there.
Anime is a style of its region.
It is. It's like anime. Anime isn't always going to be Japanese. You can create anime style. You cannot create anime outside of Japan.
Yeah, and that's, you know what I mean, that's why we'll enjoy it. We'll like to see the culture. I don't want to see, because there's another thing as well later on this article he talks about. Yes, here we go. This is what set off the red flags, and that's why I thought we'd talk about it, because we have mentioned this before. Along with confirming an expansion in India, Rahul, he's the CEO, also discussed Crunchyroll's subtitling and dubbing process. Localized subtitling and dubbing is something that we believe is critical in facilitating an emotional connection to anime. We're proud of the production and voice actors we work with to bring this craft to screens big and small. Now, are they not having a wee bit of an issue, in particular in the United States, with localizers, as in Japan acceptable and cancel contracts?
Yeah. Japan has started producing its own English subtitles now
because of localizers.
Because of localizers. Because if you're trying to get a point across, if you're trying to get a story specific point across, what is the point if someone in another country is going to take that point and turn it to something that is not only not relevant to the story, but relevant to their particular political outlook
or
politics?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like they change the people have been changing the context round to suit their own agendas.
I noticed that can't remember what one it was, but they mentioned the two American. It's set in Japan. They're talking about Japanese elections, but when it translated, they mentioned the American political parties, and you're like, no, that's not there. This is set in Japan. This is set in Tokyo. What are you bringing those two words? And I'm not mentioning here to start people going.
You have to remember, there are things on the internet where people are going like, oh my God, American culture is the best because America is like the oldest country in the world. We've been around for 250 years. And people saying things like, Canadians have no right to talk in like conversations about World War II because Canada never fought in World War II. Things like that. You have to remember that I'm not saying this about every American, but there are a lot of Americans out there who are, pardon my French, fucking idiots.
Yeah, I think we can concur. That's a given. Yankistan is a strange place, but that's what I mean. The localizers, it seems like they're going to be exporting the same problem. So is this maybe a knee-jerk reaction, or because although Sony's technically a Japanese country, it's the most Yankified country. It's the American aggressiveness. It's that hubris. It's completely Americanized as a company. You know, I mean, it's just got the attitude of an American conglomerate.
Sony America, the American headquarters of Sony is so much bigger than Japan's Sony. Sony may as well be an American company at this moment.
Yep.
Because they see that America is kind of, if they want to push out into the wider world, America is the place to be.
I
personally, I am
push out into the whole world, right? You don't need to push out into the whole world. That's the whole thing. See this beigeness, this homogenized global nonsense. This is what
every
kills.
time I look at them. Yeah, but it's kind of like Sony may be like the blueprint for the evil megacorp that we see in so many anime.
Yeah, I can see that. And Crunchyroll, best behavior. Just remember back to the whole Funimation. Just remember back to Funimation, where customers were literally pissed on from a great height.
Every series I brought off Funimation was taken away from me by Crunchyroll.
That was there was a better way, 100 better ways to do that, but it's not about customer service. Customer service went out the window. What I'm saying about this and what my concerns are, this is not going to be good for India, and this is not going to be good for Indian stories. Be wary. That would be my take on this. Be very wary, India. Crunchyroll's coming for your stories. Fucking be afraid. Resist.
I don't think it's going to work because, if Crunchyroll, if Crunchyroll goes and grabs hold of Indian mythology or some of the modern stuff that's coming out of India, because there's some really good stories coming out of India. If they get hold of Indian culture and they release it as Indian culture, I think it'll be okay. But I've got this feeling that Crunchyroll will grab hold of it and they will westernize it so they can release it to the world audience.
They'll dumb it
and
down.
I don't think India is going to stand for that, because India is a very proud country.
Mm-hmm.
It's either going to work just, or it's going to go terribly wrong.
I'm going for option B.
If it goes terribly wrong, Crunchyroll will just cut ties and carry on doing what Crunchyroll does anyway. There's not going to be any kind of fallout for Crunchyroll.
No, because if they're basically making themselves the only provider, they're going. That's the role they're trying to fill.
The problem is, it's not a monopoly, but the problem is that because of the corporate money behind them, Crunchyroll is so much bigger than any of the other options out there, like Hulu, High Dive,
even Amazon. They have very limited offerings. Netflix,
Amazon, Netflix.
Netflix tries to compete.
There's anime on Disney apparently.
Ugh. Nah.
I know, right?
Go away, Disney.
The worst thing is there's actually some
that would be an even more horrific article if Disney Plus was going to India. I would be like, run away, run away.
There's some really good anime on Disney though. This is the problem, but because of my feelings in general, lack of wanting to be associated with Das Mouse, I won't do it. I won't. I'd rather go without. Thank you very much. It's like I don't need this nose. Just let me saw it off.
I will cut this nose off despite this face. Trust me.
Yeah, just despite Disney.
Do you know how bad it is? If anytime I'm off, and do you know why they try to tag on Disney Plus as a bonus?
Yeah,
that's a deal breaker for me. Even if they offer you it for a year free, I'm like, no, thank you. No, sorry, don't want to take this offer. And you hear the person, the person on the end of the phone going, click, does not compute. What's happening? It's like, I'm not, you try and shove that onto me. But you don't have to know, you're shoving that onto me and you're putting it as part of the contract. That even just doing that says they've got an extra viewer and helps their stats. I refuse wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
that's how I am about Disney.
It's just the way what's happened to Disney in the past decade, maybe a bit more. It's like they've moved away. They've moved away. A lot of filmmakers have done this. They've moved away from being about entertainment, and they've become evil corporate overlords where every single Disney dollar matters.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about the fans. Don't worry about the stories. We just want bigger, flashier movies. It's all about special effects. It's got nothing to do with story or integrity or anything like that. All we want is people giving us their money. I hate that.
Yep, and Crunchyroll's no different.
Yeah, Crunchyroll is exactly the same, but unfortunately, like I said, there are if you want to watch anime, there are very few companies out there who actually there are very few anime streaming services out there, and because Crunchyroll has all the money, Crunchyroll is the one that picks up all the big name series.
Mm-hmm. No, it's what I would, like I said, I would say to India as a country, it might take you a bit longer, but
India has some perfect.
If it takes you 20 years to build your own, do that instead. Don't go down this path. It is a dark path we cannot follow. Ah, dear.
Oh, it's like you can only sell your soul once, and there are better people to sell it to than Crunchyroll.
Indeed. There you go.
How Crunchyroll, how the mighty have fallen, and all in the name of money.
Well, that's what happens, isn't it? It corrupts.
I am actually saddened by this. Because Crunchyroll used to be amazing. They used to put Crunchyroll used to put the customer first, but nah.
Why do that? Chris says, I heard Disney was summoned. I heard Disney and was summoned. Apparently, I signed away my soul this time when I renewed Disney Plus for my daughter.
Chris, you're
a terrible parent.
Chris, you are
I would ring social services.
There isn't enough soap in the world. Shocking, but then again, you could. It's like the good guy who sells his soul to the devil for the love of someone. Like you. Oh my God! I've just realised. Like Chris has sold his soul for the love of someone else. You do realise this basically makes Chris Ghost Rider.
Oh, I was just thinking that.
Sold his soul for someone he loves, his daughter.
Oh, you know, dear. Right,
Chris, I'll forgive you this once, but only this once.
Why do that to your kids?
Oh, hang on a minute.
Do you remember the evils of the Disney Channel?
Wait, so depending on your view on Disney,
and most of their 90% of their stars turned out. Yeah, that was look at how the people actually worked for that evil entity turned out. All of them got their heads bangled. So yeah. Anyway, shall we talk about the end of the universe?
Let's talk about the end of the universe and the birth of the Wired.
Yep.
Welcome to Serial Experiments
every
Lain.
episode Yep. Every episode has the ominous humming. And it's very cleverly done because you just think it's the power lines. And don't forget, this is 1990s internet, just thinking how it's done and still the mindset of copper wires, etc., reading telephone lines.
Do you think we should?
Very setting with the time. Will not.
I say, do you think we should assure the audience that we're totally not going to weeb out on 80s and 90s internet culture this session?
No, I've got to hold my breath. In fact, I'm going to try not to do it again because we don't need a 5-hour stream.
It was fun though.
That was the first ones, but it's still going with that.
I was living on memories for
that came out of the word. That was just like childhood.
Yeah, it's like Lane's us. She's us because good times, good stuff.
But here's the thing:
Oops.
So we've got the ominous humming, and then that becomes apparent what that is later on. But an interesting thing is that Lane is back in her bedroom again, tapping away on her Navi.
Yeah, but she appears to have something like a computerist tumor growing out the wall of her room into the outside world now, though.
Yeah, but did we not leave the last stream on a massive explosion?
Yep, whatever it was good enough to cause a window to blow out, which would have wrecked the inside.
There's like a decent sized explosion, if I remember rightly. And
if
now
her
it's like
room,
it never happened.
if her room was undamaged, that leads me again to ask the question: how much of this is actually taking place in the real world, and how much of this is taking place in the wild?
This is what starts to happen. We're starting to see the lines get blurred more and more. And yeah, like she's just typing away, not even a glazier, nothing. Just everything's just back to normal. Except, like you said, there's now a growth or something like it's like she's expanded outside the wall, or she's not too sure what walls are in this construct.
Do walls really exist in the wild?
But poor Mika. Yeah. But
It's
let's talk about
since
poor Mika.
honestly, since the weird kind of encounter with the toilet cubicle door, she's not been in a good way, has she?
No, and she is. She's not happy. She's not happy. She's
it's kind
mentally
of like
breaking down.
it's kind of like Mika and Lane's mother. Like aren't interested in computers. They don't understand computing. They don't understand the wired. And it's kind of like you can see it's like Lane's mother is getting more and more distant from Lane as the more Lane becomes involved in the wired. And I wonder if kind of like Mika's just kind of like overwhelmed by the entire wired connection thing, and it's just kind of like popped her mind so just a little. Basically, Mika has lost the plot.
Yeah, because she is acting like. Yeah, it's like somebody who's been in an explosion, and just staggering out and completely shell shocked. Like
her character now. Her character now, the way the character is being played, the way the character looked. You know, she reminds me of Manuka, the butterfly girl from Boogie Pop.
Oh right, yep.
It's like she. It's like Mika is trying to tell us something, but whatever she's trying to tell us is trapped behind whatever's happened to her.
Yeah,
that I am thinking.
And when you think of how she started, she was sassy and everything else, and
yeah. And now, all of a sudden, because of one event, that's it. It's like she can't speak. Everything is trapped behind what happened did to her.
Yeah, it's not good, and obviously it's going to get worse as we go along. But she has been, her boiler's busted. That's it. And the thing is, this is also as the unreality, or there's something not quite right here. If this was normal functioning society, as in the real world, she'd be in hospital. Like her parents would have had a freak out that she's going around like that. This is clearly trauma, and it's just like nah. We'll just sit here, and we'll not worry about it. Schools, parents, friends, nobody. She's just bumbling about the house now, like gibbering to herself, and that's okay apparently.
Yeah. It's kind of like there's more going on than the story indicates, and I think that becomes apparent the farther you watch into the series, because it's almost like the world is the second stage. All the big things are happening in the wired, but it's kind of like the real world kind of like reflects them, but it doesn't always explain them.
Mhm.
And I think that's what's happening with Mika. It's almost like the worst Mika gets in the real world, the worst
And
thing
then
in the wild. So she's almost she's like kind of like a temperature gauge in the real world. And considering what you learn, considering the things that we're about to learn, and we're about to see, is that her purpose? Is the whole reason that Mika is
to
kind
keep
of like,
Leah on track.
yeah, is the
The
whole
flame was paying
reason?
attention.
Yeah, is the whole reason that Mika is in like Lane's is in like the family group? Is she there just to be some kind of like physical kind of like representation of just how screwed up things are getting? If so, that's dark. Not gonna lie, kind of like it.
Yep. Or just for the audience, it's just a storytelling device.
Yeah.
Is Mika a storytelling device to let us, the audience, know that things are degrading?
I think it's kind of sad if she is,
And it
because she's one of
works
my. She's
because
got
it was still a
early
strength
on.
of her personality.
I think it's sad as it is because early on, Mika with all that sass and all that luck and all that sass and all that aggro, she's one of my favorite characters.
But that's the horror, isn't it? That's another form of horror, like mind-bending reality where somebody is completely stripped. Horror can be so much more than just getting a knife plunge into you, or a beheading, or a slasher, if that makes sense. The horror can be just watching someone have their personality stripped from them.
I wish more people understood that. Because it's like
what would be
the
worse
whole,
is she's aware of it.
I think that's it, because it's like the parents don't really get involved any side like that. It only seems to be the girls.
Then we meet what I consider a precursor to the current day vlogger. This guy is gone. Like
I don't think he ever gets a name, but what a character. I am living proof that the wired
so
and
he
the
is a
real
servant
world are connected.
Yep. As he's going around with a pair of VR goggles and a camera, and that's how he's viewing the world. Almost it's a bit like They Live, but he's using VR goggles and a camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he looks at everything through the filter of the Wired, and
just think, if the Wired was a real place, that would be kind of like the prototype Google Glass, which I still think is a bonkers idea. When they actually managed to properly
I never
make
got that right. You wear a pair of glasses that you wear a pair of glasses that could instantly just change and flip and put information in front of you while you're walking through the streets and stuff. That's not safe.
It's asking to get hit by the first car that comes along.
Basically, yeah, or fall down the first manhole.
No, I do that without the need of augmented reality.
But yeah, this guy's just going around and that's it. He's trying to fulfill some sort of mission, but I think he's more of a foil to demonstrate that more and more people are reaching to the Wired and are wanting this connection. You know what I mean? They want the two worlds to merge. Then we meet this other guy. He's like the company CEO. We've seen him before, haven't we?
We've seen him before, yeah. Because there's in one of the early episodes, there's a conversation about the Knights, and it swaps to him. So it's kind of like, is this guy a member of this mysterious group called the Knights that seems to be intent on taking over the Wired? under the voice of God. More about that later.
But yeah, he's there and yep. But his PA, whoever she is like doing a wee bit of office flirting with him, and he's just completely not. No, he was into it at the first one, because then it shows that he completely dissociates the second time.
He has the pace of mind to look with appreciation. But I think, to be quite honest, during that scene, we were all looking with appreciation.
Absolutely. But I think when we see it again, once again, he's a bit like Mika. We're seeing a red-blooded, flesh and blood human responding to stimuli. And then when it happens again, he's gone, because he's gone into the wired, if that makes sense.
It's the entire anime.
People who
exist
in the physical realm.
The entire anime is a warning about the internet. Too much gooning is bad for your health.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then this freaking basement dwelling virgin appears and just land on a mattress. You know, your typical. I don't know how people do it. No, people lie in their beds again and work on laptops.
No, I can't even lie on my back and look at a tablet or a mobile phone screen. If I don't sit up, I kill myself. If I don't sit up, I end up aching in all kinds of weird places.
But landing your front like that as well, just like, no, not happening.
But I like the way this guy is the stereotypical anime fan of whatever he's a fan of. He's like fat, unshaved, unwashed, filthy room, just lying there on a dirty mattress on his back, looking at whatever he's looking at. It could be anything, but he's like, yeah, that's a fanboy right there.
Yep. Eating junk food continuously.
Yep.
I never have Alice appear. No, Alice appears quite prominently through these next few episodes, but her and her friends are trying to take Lane out again to enjoy herself, and it just ends up being very, very strange. This is the aftermath of them trying to take Lane out to enjoy herself, and she's just not.
How much of this is the fault?
I don't know. It's like the Valiant or something.
It's like the first time they went to Siberia. Still a great name for a cyber cafe, I think. Bar, not bar, cafe and club.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically kind of like a youth center kind of thing, if you're old enough to remember youth centers. But it's kind of when they took her there, that's when like the guy behind the bar was kind of like, "Hey, Lane, good to see you in again." Oh no, you're not Lane, but you look just like her. It's the introduction of the fact there might be a second Lane is what kicked all this off. So basically, Alice, it's your fault.
Mm-hmm. There's a battle going on as well, because obviously the Knights and the Wired are in combat with each other. In the background, this is the thing that's going on. And then everyone's just talking about Lane. Lane is the focus.
I still love the fact
that Lane. That's where we're getting the whole idea of this.
Yeah, but I still like the fact that Lane is still pretty much oblivious to the fact that she's the center of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then this is where we get the scene. Like I said, the secretary comes back, tries to seduce the CEO again. He's like, "Nah, he's gone. He's in the Wired. Doesn't matter." Just completely wasted effort. This is what we're seeing. We're seeing all these people pulling away from the real world, from actual the reality, carnality, physicalness. That it's all just disappearing with a digital, makeover. Pretty much like we're seeing today. back then they were using obviously wires and connections and stuff, but today it's just a rectangle.
Mm.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
this is all it takes. Doesn't need anything more complicated, and people are dissolved or disassociating with reality, and we're seeing it right in front of us. It's you look at a phone zombie, and you see them,
I
and it's
don't.
real.
Yeah, I love the fact that
They're
back when this was being created, they actually looked forward and thought, you know what, this could be a problem. It's like the internet is going to become so big that it's going to like physically take over people's lives, and it will be all they care about. They're just going to spend all day just kind of like tapping on screens. It's a very
I don't think
pathetic
that.
kind of anime.
Yep, they didn't. I don't think any of them understood or expected smartphones.
And when they
That's
first
game changer. Like everything here is done from terminals and laptops.
Yeah, when they first appeared, I don't think anyone expected smartphones. I mean, look at the smartphone that in one of the coming up episodes, Lane is kind of like she's sitting in classroom tapping away on her smartphone. It's the size of an old kind of like portable tape recorder. It's huge. How the hell she's hiding that and using it from a teacher?
Yeah, sure, I had one of the first ones. I had a I had an XDA. I don't know if you remember those.
Got the
that was the first PDA. I mean, PDAs came first, and then they had the idea of making a PDA into a phone.
The size of the average house brick.
I've lost you.
Oh, hello. Hello, testing.
Yep, no, you're still there. You're still there.
Sorry.
Just about.
We may be struggling with lag a little bit.
Yeah, I had one of those.
I'm blaming the wired.
Yep. No, I had one of those. So I had like the first version of a smartphone, and it didn't do very much. But it was the template.
When smartphones came out, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing them on Tomorrow's World. There's a blast from the past. But I'm pretty sure it was a kind of like, I just kind of sat and watched it. It was like, nah, that'll never take off. There's no call for it. There's no need for it. And now look at us.
Yep. So this is all from the late 90s. You know, everyone thought it was all going to be terminals. And yeah, little did they know how prophetic they were. That this, like, we're watching it right now. We're watching people who they're like heroin addicts, like crack addicts. They're properly, take their phone away from them or their battery dies and they weep out.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen people have meltdowns over their phones. Like, that's not good.
I've got to be honest. When I've got
I told the story, haven't I?
So, okay.
I tell a story about one of the work experience people I was dealing with, and their phone ran out of battery and they wanted to ring someone. So I handed them the landline, the portable landline, and they freaked out. They did not know what that was. They're lost. And it was just buttons, you know what I mean? It wasn't even like it was just the another one, the cradle, the portable ones.
I was going to say,
They didn't have a clue.
My landline phone doesn't work anymore because they've stopped landline. My landline phone still has a dial. You know, it's like I would love to see one of like today's generation try and use that phone. They wouldn't have an idea. No buttons for me. Analog is best.
No. But yeah, that's where we're at. Just being disconnected. Like, do you ever see it? If Facebook's the worst one. If Facebook has a web out, I'll maybe see it the next morning or something, the people are like, bah, 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 bah. I'm like, all right, okay. Like
How
people
can
are losing their minds.
how can I live? How can I live
If the
without all my
server,
Facebook friends?
it's scary, but this series is showing that. It's showing the horrors of it. You know what I mean? Like 30 years, nearly 30 years before it's come to actual being, just in a different way. The bit with the son is going to play games with his friend,
Yes.
and she's like, "What do you waste your time going to physically sit with your friend for?
Yeah.
Just go to Wired."
Can I go to my friend's house? No, you don't go to your friend's house. That's what the internet's for. And I'm like this is this. I spent
It's cool the way
like
they don't call it the
2/3 of
internet.
our time falling out of trees.
Mm.
But it's like it is now, though, isn't it?
No,
I
but
mean,
you think back to the
parents
Atari.
want their children to go out. Parents want their children to be at home where they can watch them and make sure they're safe. But what's staying at home playing
Well,
games on the internet isn't how you learn to be a person.
No, that's the thing. It's and that's why there's so many dysfunctional, like people just can't operate the world because there's no balance. Like I love technology, as you know,
Oh
but
yes.
there's no balance. So everything's so out of kilter that people physically don't know how to interact with each other. And it's, yeah. What? Who's it? Is it, yeah, Lane meets the operatives again. And they're like, get into the car. We will not hurt you. Please get into the car.
The dodgiest
I
scene?
assure you, you will not be. No, the dodgiest scenes afterwards when they're having a conversation.
Every time I see this scene, it's kind of like, hello, little girl, get in the car. Nothing bad will happen to you. And it's like,
They didn't bring any sweets.
I know, not one puppy on display. Honestly. Yeah, I've just realised what the creepiest scene is. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
It's the aftermath, the conversation they're having afterwards.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's like
she's 14. Shut up. Yeah.
It's like get in the car. We're not going to help you. We're not going to hurt you. Lane looks a bit concerned, a bit worried. But even though with their amazing phone, instead of picking it up and dialing 911, she gets in the car. But at least now we actually find out who these guys are.
Yep. Well, Lane just steps into the freaking 1990s. Like, oh my God. She goes into this room where this other guy is. They're obviously the operative's boss or whatever. And we have a beige box. Like, it can be more 90s. It's so 90s and hurt. The beige box opened. Desktop, you know what I mean? Because you don't do it. They're all towers now, aren't they? You say desktop
it's like desktop boxes are gone now. Everything is a tower.
Towers
you can't even buy them. If you want one, you've got to have it custom made.
This is proper 1990s clunky. Yep, top load off. You know what I mean? And an analog phone, and the guy's like, I don't know how this works. Give you any ideas? I've been trying to put it together. Like, Lane has effectively become like VIP tech support, where the chauffeurs come to bring her to the place to fix the problem.
The only way this scene could have been better was if she'd have turned around and said, "Have you tried switching it off and switching it on again?" But to show how good she is.
If he had went, I've broken the coffee cup holder.
God, yeah. But it's like instead of anything, she's
If
just
you had
like
a set
straight.
of broken the coffee
Yeah,
cup holder.
move that jumper. She's good. She's good.
But that's the whole yeah, and it's basically introductions and very, very strange encounter.
There's a lot about that encounter that is very weird. So I just kind of presume that this guy, this guy, he wants to meet Lane just because he wants to look what his like adversary is on. Well, like he's kind of like his counterpart is like. No, I'm approaching up from the wrong angle.
So basically, they say she's the greatest threat to humanity, and then they start the weirdest form of interrogation, like questions, like so deep and probing, like when did your parents meet? What's your mum's birthday? What's your dad's birthday? What's your sister's birthday? Like,
are you sure you're real? It's kind of like, are you sure you're real? Yes, of course I'm real. But is your family real? Of course my family's real. Okay, when's your dad's birthday? When did that? I couldn't. All right, I know my dad, but I couldn't tell you when my parents met. I ain't got the foggiest idea. But it's just very, very odd indeed.
But this is what brings out the other Lane, who we find out sits inside this Lane. So Lane does have an alter ego, and it seems that she just takes over at certain points. Hence why Lane has no memories of going and doing things.
Basically, what we're saying here is Lane is a schizophrenic.
Yeah, because what's the point of her current personality?
So it's like, so basically, this makes Lane even more like late 80s, early 90s internet geek than we even thought, because she totally has an online personality. That's not frightening. Nothing is.
The Jet becomes a different person. No, that's.
So we've got normal Lane, and then we've got like internet warrior Lane.
Yep, and inhabiting the same body. And the thing is, these are two big, burly, strapping blokes. And she's like a wee slip of a 14-year-old girl. And now there's three of them, because even if the other bloke isn't a fighter, she's still a wee slip of a 14-year-old girl, and he's like a normal-sized man. And yet they're terrified of her. When she says she's going now, that's it. They just don't even try to stop her. Like
get out of the way.
Fear there, and yeah. And their response is, she's the greatest threat to humanity. They've got her right in front of them. You know what I mean? They could take her out if that's what they're planning to do. Now we'll just watch. So that says a lot about how terrified they are of her. Would killing her, as in this human vessel, make a difference, or just annoy her?
I think that like the fear they show Lane is way more powerful and intimidating than she appears. I wonder like, if she cut loose, how much damage could Lane inflict on the real world? Because like, think about it, the Knights, we only know the Knights as like wired entities, but they physically blew up her computer. We've seen Lane blow up one of the headsets that these agents wear. And that was back when she was only just starting out exploring the wired. I wish there was some color. I wish there was a way that they kind of like show physically what she's capable of. They come close to it later on, but
I was going to say, like, the final sort of scenes, episode or two, like.
But I wanted something more visceral.
But we visit the mother again. Not this isn't Dane's mother, Sweet Boy's mother, isn't it?
Yes.
Because she got her. She didn't get a full Navi. It was just a circuit board.
Yeah, it's. I love.
She's gone, and the circuit board's in the bin.
I love the fact that when it's delivered by the same guy who brought the Navi to Lane, but he is totally on like, let's pour the MILF mode. If you need, I know what that is. If you need help with it, all you've got to do is invite me in. And I love she turns around, she's like, "These are the lines you use to like pull like bored housewives."
Then the kid,
and he's like, "No, well, maybe." And then the kid arrives home. And he loses all interest. I may have laughed.
If the kid hadn't arrived home, it would have been his lucky day. Yep.
Yeah.
If the kid hadn't arrived home, he was having the lucky time. Because she just admitted she was a bored housewife.
I do wonder how much she was leading him on though.
But no longer, because once she gets her parcel. No, she had to jump his bones.
No. I think
that's
the whole
point of this.
I think he was deliberately.
These people, these are.
I think she was deliberately stringing him along because she knew.
Because the same with the secretary, the PA. No, I think maybe if he like if a phone number or a time or something. I think what this is trying to show is that like the whole they're using sex. So if you think of Mika is she's got a boyfriend, she stays over with him, she's sassy, highly sexually active, right? We've got the CEO and the secretary, you know what I mean, the oldest cliche, but those two would be jumping on each other without a doubt. Now we've got the bored housewife. And what they're showing is this is, very highly lustful, carnal base. And then that just all gets switched off the minute they encountered the Wired. It's sucked out of them. And they become automatons. I mean, there's the actual essence, the drives. What's one of the biggest drives in humanity? Sex. Sex sales, you know what I mean? Sex is the cause of relationships, breakups, murders, motivations. You know what I mean? It's one of the biggest, largest motivations we have as a human being. And there's 3 times now in this episode, it's been highlighted and then stripped away because of the Wired.
This is because we know the biggest drive in
as we
tournament.
Has,
The biggest drive. Unreal tournament. Like nowadays, sex has gone out the window. It's like online. Online is where it matters.
No, that was the 1990s. The average. Yep, the average Unreal tournament player, like drill coming down.
So I remember how much I was into Unreal tournament during this time period this takes place.
Back in the day, I remember going to hang out with one of my mates, and I brought a few beers, brought a 6-pack of Bud or something. It wasn't anything spectacular, but ran around to his, and he was playing Unreal tournament. he spoke like 2 words the whole time. So I just sitting necking the beers, watching him play. He was gone. Like, I mean, see the stereotype, the drool, and just the focus, laser focus on the screen.
Yeah.
This was Windows 95, by the way, as well. That's showing how old it was. I hung about for a bit, got bored, went home, and I booted up my computer, and sure enough, ICQ popped up, showing me age again. Sorry, folks. And there he was. All right, mate, blah, blah, blah. He completely forgot or didn't register that I was there, like physically in the room beside him. And then starts chatting with me. I'm like, mate, I was fucking sitting beside you 30 minutes ago. And that's a legit thing. I have witnessed that firsthand. Which is why early on I've always been, like I said, I love technology, I'll use it, but I'm wary of it. I need to step away from it every so often. I need to switch off the phone. I need to go read a book. I need to go for a walk. I need to spend time with bloody birds. You know what I mean? Actual live flapping things. Not to be on this all the time.
Touching grass has never been more important than it is today.
That's such.
It's like because I can sit down in front of my PC.
That has become such an.
Yeah, there are enough things happening in the world and enough things that I can do that I could sit down in front of my PC as the sun comes up and not realize what time it is until the sun goes down. This rectangle is dangerous, very dangerous. Mm-hmm. If only we'd listened to Lain when we had the chance.
100%. But yeah, the mother here, she's gone. And then the VR guy, he's found on the side of the railway track. Just gone as well.
See,
been taken out.
It's like mysterious. It's like the first mysterious suicide. We'll come to later, but it's just kind of like everybody's. It's kind of like the Knights logo, which looks. Don't know if I should say this. It looks very masonry. No, I'm still here. That's right, but it's kind of like it's like are they being killed by the Knights, and if so, how? Because it's almost like I think in one of the earlier episodes it mentioned there was a game going around, which is like a PvP game, where the actual kind of like if you lost. You die. It's because it's like
that's what was happening to the kids. That was the whole thing about the kids' suicides. The sort of
Because I wonder. You remember in like it's like I think it's the first or second episode where Lain goes to Siberia for the first time, and there's a guy with the gun. One of the things that makes me question whether or not most of Lain takes place like in the wild or not. Because I think Siberia, that they know of Siberia, is actually some kind of like online hangout chat room. But because of the way the Wired interacts with it, it's actually a 3D place that you can walk into. But there's lots of like hints there's lots of hints that kind of like a lot of this takes place on the Wired, but there's no actual confirmation anywhere in the story that this takes place on the Wired. Gotta be honest, I love that.
That's the mystery, isn't it? That's the whole point. The whole theme of this is the whole point of this series is the blurring of the lines between reality and basically the internet. You know, I mean, I know they call it the Wire, but it's the digital world and the physical world. And this isn't a new concept. You know what I mean? It was explored in Tron. It was explored in Matrix hadn't come out then. What else was there? Asimov's had a look at it. The Lawnmower Man's explored it. You know what I mean? This has been explored, and obviously VR was thought to be VR was the vehicle, but now it's the internet, and then they're showing here that you don't need you just need a normal interface.
Yeah, you don't. You are you are
keyboard.
connecting with the internet, with the wired world, without the need of any kind of like equipment or apparatus. You're just collecting to it basically with the power of your mind. There's a scary idea.
These things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't need any devices. You don't need even earphones now. You just turn this thing on, and your idea of reality gets warped.
Nobody get anything done.
Like and subscribe, folks. I mean, don't switch us off yet, as everybody just cuts off. Yeah, it's scary how prophetic this is. But anyway, we'll go on to rumors. I think we're in the second episode.
But I think wasn't right. The problem.
This is
Lain is.
I think we're starting to get the hints that Lain.
There's too. The problem is there's so much to talk about in Lain.
Yeah. This episode definitely showing Lain to not be human, to be a program, or to be something's not right. And she's more of the architect than even she realizes. She's trying to understand what fun means, you know what I mean, as if it's an alien concept. Here's a bit of a plot line that didn't really go anywhere. The Tachibana General Labs plot line.
Yeah, it's almost like
they're trying to say she's behind the labs, is behind the game.
Yeah, but then it just kind of it's kind of weird because it's like they start a plot line and then the entire plot line just kind of like peters out into nothing. Like literally after this, you hardly hear about it again. But it's like is Tachibana General Labs is kind of like more. Yeah, Tachibana General Labs is the company which is behind pretty much Lain. It's like they're pushing it's like they are the ones who are pushing Lain into the wired. They are the ones who are, air quotes, behind her family. Doesn't explain that anywhere in the anime.
They provided her family to her. Yep.
Yeah. Because basically, Lain is kind of like it never actually really explains like where Lain's back. Like Lain appears in episode 1. Yeah. By the time the anime ends in episode 13, you have learned nothing more about Lain apart from what you learn about the story. You know nothing of what came before. There's no information on who or what Lain was before Serial Experiments Lain started.
Yeah.
Except the fact that we know that
see Mika is like she's just getting worse.
Mika is in a very bad way. The fact that Mika doesn't actually disappear and is in this until the end of it proves to me that whatever Mika was supposed to be, she's just kind of like some throwaway person. That's why I think she's kind of a temperature gauge, so they can tell how well Lain is doing. Yeah.
But we also see the whole family construct breaking down as well. Like the parents just sit there, don't even realize they don't have kids anymore. And I'm always getting the thing: is this happening because she's delving into the wired and not into your art? Which is it the real world? Is it an artificial world? We don't know. This is the sort of thing is played with. But because she's not maintaining the family construct and the interactions, is that why they're breaking down? Because she's not maintaining the code. Something's not right there. I
think it's basically, it's like they feel that their time is coming to an end. That Lane doesn't require them anymore. That Lane is stepping away from the family group, and she's starting to take steps towards whatever it is that Tachibana want her to do.
Yeah,
because there's a scene later on where it's kind of like the father figure turns around and says
the algorithm or what? Or...
Yeah, there's a scene later on where the father figure says like, "This is coming to an end," and Mum's kind of like, "Well then, while we still can," and then jumps on him.
Yep. Yep.
Family construct.
And then there's this rumor going around the school as well. That's because there's basically 2 points of perspective. It's either Leon or Alice. The whole series really takes place between these two. Nobody else really, apart from maybe a side note, we don't really get to see anybody operating unless it's through Leon's or Alice's perspective.
No, all the other characters.
But these are the two focuses. So it goes back to school, and everyone's talking about. Yeah, it's either Leon or Alice. So it's the only two in this that tell the story from their side or their experience. But yeah, apparently Leon's done something major in the Wired. We don't know exactly what, but everyone's talking about it, and this is what you're talking about, the phone, the flip phone thing that she keeps under her desk.
I've got to be honest, I am impressed with that phone. I am impressed with that phone. I think it's like the only indication we get as to what Lane has been doing is a message she receives on her phone that says Lane is a peeping Tom. That's the only indication. But as we find out very soon, it's alternative Lane who's doing it.
Yep.
Because that's when we find out Alice's little secret.
Online Lane, whatever you want to call her, but not schoolgirl Lane. Yep. Naughty. This is where God appears. I'll use that in quotation marks.
Yeah, Masao, or whatever his name.
Like I said, it's all just sort of. Yeah, Masami.
Yeah, Masami. That's it. This is
yeah, but we don't know it as him. But yeah, but this is
where the story.
I almost feel like it's him trying to jolt her out of the.
Like it's kind of like the story takes a bit of a step sideways here.
Yeah,
and it gets a bit confusing.
I'm thinking it's because this starts to escalate, and basically what Tachiba wants to do, or the entity behind it, is get Lane to leave the real world. Now, is the real world her construct, her mental construct of this? Is it to basically leave this fantasy behind and carry out her programming? And is all this stuff being injected in to jolt her out of doing that? So destroy her family bonds, her friends, make her ridicule that she wants to retreat. Is this what happens to everybody that plays the game? Are we watching the process?
This is a good question, but again, we don't get an answer because we don't know how much of what is happening is in. Well, we don't know how much of what is happening is set in which world. How much is set in the Wired? How much is set in reality?
Yep.
I mean, it's like
but
think
is
about
that not what happened to the other kids? Which unfortunately, this is what complained about the second half. It forgets about the kids, which has kicked this whole thing off. The random teen suicides who played this game, and they got to the point where they wanted to leave their.
Right. Another terrible question. Yeah. This anime is called Serial Experiments. Yeah. How many of the children who have committed suicide were part of this series of experiments? Is Lane just the success story?
Well,
did Chisa die because whatever Tachibara General Labs is trying to do to these kids overwhelmed her and like pull it? Did she attempt to join the Wired to replace God in exactly the same way that Lane does? There's no answers. There's no answers to any of these questions. It's one of the things I love about.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So it's one of the things I love about this anime is the fact that this anime gives you enough your own ideas. Yeah, but it's like surely it's like my theory is that they've realised that Lane is what they want. Lane is the success story. Yeah. So they don't need to worry about any of these other kids anymore, and they can let them go. Because if you remember, there is a story in one of the earlier episodes about a group of people getting hold of kids and connecting them up to some weird box to try and assess the limited side powers.
Yeah, the experiments that she met, Lane found the.
Yeah, because she talked to the guy who did it on that veranda on that balcony in the Wired.
Yep, and then he died. Yep.
Natural death, just fell asleep, wasn't pushed. Because everybody else, if you think about it, like he's the only natural death in this. Everybody else who dies in this seems to have been pushed.
Yep. And that's what I mean. Did they go through the same process where the wall, the living world, and the Wired have broke down, that they don't know what reality is, and then the only way they can see to basically transcend or escape is to leave their body behind, i.e. top themselves? Are we watching this firsthand with Lane?
I think we are.
Something else? Or is Lane the instigator? Is it the other Lane that's been causing this?
I honestly think the other Lane is Lane.
Is this the real world, or is this a construct?
It seems to be that Lane has the unique ability that she can actually take her physical self to the Wired, whereas everybody, all the other people involved, in order to move their consciousness to the Wired, actually had to kill themselves.
Yep.
It needs
is Schoolgirl Lane a bug?
I think Schoolgirl Lane is part of the process.
Is she a blip in the algorithm? That
I don't.
Is she an algorithm that's running in the back of actual Lane's mind?
But that's another good question. Why is Lane of the Wired, the arrogant, loudmouth one who knows exactly what she wants? Is she the real Lane? Is the school just kind of like something that is happening in the Wired? There's no information on this. Is which of the lanes is a bug? Are any of the lanes a bug? Are they the same person, but just like different aspects of that the same person? There's no answer. Lane is Serial Experiments Lain is one of those animes that needs to be watched at least more times. Yeah, but there are you go looking on the internet, there are 1,000,001 fan theories about what Serial Experiments Lain is, but there's no actual kind of like dedicated proof. No one theory has more people following it than any of the others. Serial Experiments Lain, in a way, is what you want it to be.
No, because it's.
I adore that.
Yep, it's deliberately vague. Yeah, we find out Alice is potentially having an affair with their teacher, or wants to, or it's whether it's online or actual in person. But Lane's been watching this as well. I
love the fact that Lane is a peeping Tom. and so Alice is there, sat in front of her navvy, having let's call it an intimate moment, and basically Wired Lane, Sassy Lane, is just kind of like kneeling on her bed, watching her in the back. She doesn't question how she got there. So this entire, my guess is this entire thing is in the wire.
Is this metaphorical?
Yeah, probably. But it's like Alice has got major hops.
It's a metaphor that. Yep, I don't know whether that's reciprocated or it's a fantasy, because that's what I mean. It's deliberately blurred.
Yeah, it's kind of like this is a warning about internet privacy.
Siri. Yep, but also the current day jokes about Siri and Alexa, for example.
Yes.
Replace Siri or Alexa with Lain, and you're not too far off the mark.
No.
And replace Manus or Copilot or Grok with Lain, and you're not too far off the mark either.
Whoever wrote this saw it all coming.
You've got somebody, an entity here. Yeah, do you know what I mean? If you're sitting and you're feeding off the entire input of the world, they did it as well. Terminator, the Sarah Jane Chronicles, or sorry, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I forget the name of the system. Skynet's brother.
Oh, good God! I've never seen this. I've never watched
from the
any of the. I've never watched any of the Terminator.
It's a good series.
The movies were quite enough for me. Thank you very much.
No, the series is actually good. It's Lena Headey and Summer Glau are the two main characters in it. It's a good show, and it actually tackles some of this stuff.
Does it do it better than me?
You know, you're sitting there getting fed information. If you're an online entity, it's close. It's simplified. Put it like that, it's simplified, but there's basically the AI doesn't understand humanity kills someone, by it wanted to kill a bug, an actual like fly.
Yeah,
because it was going to get into a circuitry, so it removed the oxygen from the room, and there's a human there, and didn't understand the difference between a fly that might cause harm to its circuitry or the fact that there's a human there that got killed in the process. God, this is years ago since I watched that. But so what they did is there was one of the Terminators. Like Terminators are popping up left, right, and center, so they plugged it into a T800's body.
Yeah.
Or the T900 or something, they plugged it in so it would have tactility, so it would understand carnality, which is such a metaphor for now that we're seeing carnality being removed by the digital world. Fuck, we're seeing it today. People don't have sex anymore. If you think about it, the younger generations are not having sex. They do. It's all online. Of STDs are passed about by the over. No, but it's not physical.
Yeah, it's like the internet. The internet is the downfall of mankind.
And this series is showing that.
Yeah. 30 years ago.
Yep.
Scary how much thing gets right, really.
Yeah,
but,
Lain in this, she confronts herself,
But it's like the conversation between Lain
and the idea is broached. Yeah, that's where you get sort of Agent Smith idea as well, that she just cloned herself. I mean, she's a she's a self-replicating computer, because that's the way that um that was the old school, the 90s thinking, wasn't it? Like back to malware or viruses back in the day, they copied themselves. It's different now because it's a singular AI unit that continually expands.
Yeah.
But back then it was, it's old school computer thinking of a virus basically replicating itself to go to the different systems. Because that's, that's the way computers worked in the 90s. So that's just going from that premise that there's not just one lane. There might be a lane prime, but the way lane is omnipresent and able to go throughout the wired is to copy yourself. So you have these different personalities, and as a possibly lane prime, bringing them all back in. This is how she collects her data, is that she sends the copies of herself out into the real world to collect data from the users. That's sort of played with here as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it does start getting a bit intense. But this is where the first idea of deleting mankind's memories comes up.
If you don't like it,
maybe not.
you-
This is
yeah, if you don't like it, just edit it away.
Yep. The next episode was strange because this is where we start getting the news articles coming in.
Right, yeah, episode
Start off talking about Area 51.
I say episode
theories.
9 is a bit of a jump into the deep end, because it starts to it's like we've just been introduced to the god of the wired, who is the actual kind of like the actual online remains of someone who killed himself. So now it starts giving you background material that leads to his death. But it starts off with like Area 51, the Roswell incident, a guy called Vannevar Bush, and a group that was called Magic 12. All of which are proper conspiracy theories. Feel free to look them up.
Yeah, they started interjecting actual events in the world and people, and then this is where the Schumann resonance is brought up, and then all of a sudden the last 8 episodes make sense in terms of the humming in the background. It's not electricity pylons.
Yeah,
we're being misdirected.
It's not the pylons, it's the world itself.
And why does it only annoy Liam?
Is Liam a bit right?
Yep. But the only person...
Then you learn out that they're bringing out kind of like a 7th version of the Wired, which is going to allow people to use the Schumann resonance to literally connect with the Wired without actually needing any kind of like physical electronical equipment. People are just going to be able to people are naturally just going to be plugged. Imagine if people could just plug into the internet. Imagine the barriers it would remove. You visit a country you've never been to. You now have like real-time translation of what people are saying and what you're saying to them. Imagine the wars that could create. Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. It's people will find a way. It's the more I've learned recently is that we need to be apart. That having us all smushed together and in each other's faces is not a good idea. Because we're naturally inclined to butt heads. It's just humanity.
It's human nature. It's what we do best.
We've obviously got the news article in. Yep. That's who we are. And I hate this fluff. You know what I mean? If you accept who you are, and that's the difference between horror fans. I think horror fans understand the darkness and accept it that it exists, don't shy away from it, and therefore can deal with it better. Where
You have
people that don't do that are the ones that
You have to remember the words of Popeye the Slayer
pushes in the
Man.
wrong direction.
I am what I am.
Oh, have you seen that yet?
Film yet?
Popeye the
More
Slayer Man?
people tell me it's a good film.
You gotta
Right, I'm going.
You
Right,
gotta
I'm
watch
going
it
to.
because they're making the sequel. So hurry up.
Right. After we finish tonight, I'm going to watch it. I am going to watch Popeye the Slayer Man.
Yeah, the prosthetics as well. The guy that plays Popeye is amazing. Like this prosthetics is fantastic. But anyway, this is Lane's basically searching, and I think that's what the news articles are coming up for as well, randomly dispersed. This is her searching the Wired and searching through articles, and then this is where we find out about the experiments, which I forgot the name of. The Xanadu experiments.
So it's like when
basically that's the whole tapping into the
when this episode starts, it's like it's the most random episode ever. None of it, what it's telling you, makes sense. But by the time you get to the end of it, it's explained everything that's happened so far, and all these random chunks of information and random events and occurrences that have happened, all neatly slot into space. And it prepares you. It prepares you for like the final act. All glory to Lane. I love Lane.
And that's the thing. Is Lane the culmination or almost at the culmination? We don't know. It's because that's if you don't know what the real world is and the online world is yourself, and if she's a program designed for a specific purpose, or if she's the last person that's played the game and we're watching how the game affects people, because everyone else was seen at the end of the journey where they jump off buildings and throw themselves in front of things.
Yeah.
They leave their physical body behind. Is this Lane go through this process? We just don't know because I don't think we're meant to. I think that's the horror of this, that you don't know.
Is
then
Lane
you're going along
winner?
questioning yourself.
It's like the in a way,
possibly.
In a way,
do you actually win this game?
In a way, like I said, one of the things I love about this series is the amount of the amount of things it shows you that it doesn't necessarily give you answers for. There is so much room to maneuver in this story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like two people can watch this story and they can both come up with completely different reasons why it ends like it does. Not gonna lie, said it before. Love it.
Yep. An interesting one in this is that she goes back to Siberia. She meets a DJ, and somebody had left an envelope for her.
Oh, it's like, oh, you left this here last night.
At the But did she? You know what I mean? It's the guy's. Was it she up to something? But it turns out it's a chip, and the chip is designed to erase schoolgirl Lane.
Yes, the chip was designed to overwrite her memory. Again, playing into what God told her that you can alter people's memories. Is that what happened to kind of like MILF lady and corporate bloke and what's his name? Blogger guy? I've got vlogger guy. Is that what happened to them? Because each of them received like a circuit board, and it had kind of like the almost like Masonic kind of Knights logo on it. So have they basically? Are they kind of like? Are they
it's
dead?
possible.
Are they dead, or have they just had the contents of their minds deleted? It's another thing that's not answered. Come up with your own theories.
No, well, later on, it's we'll get that. That's yep. This is where she threatens Tato to basically put the chip in him, make him eat it, or you know, everything's metaphorical here. So eating the chip, is
She
that setting the
accuses him
program? Is that uploading a
of
virus?
she accuses him of being a member of the Knights, and he pretty much admits that he is.
Mm-hmm.
Which again makes me wonder
He
if
wants
that
to
is
be, but
kind
he's
of
not
like,
old enough.
yeah, no, right. Is that his real body, or is it just his avatar? There is no answer to this question. It is
once again, as
completely.
we talked about last stream, this is back in the day of MSN chat, where you entered the chat room and you had your own avatar, cartoon chat, and it just every nonce on the planet just swarmed there to mess with kids. Hence why the whole thing got shut down. It was frightening how something simple like that quickly devolved. Like it was, you couldn't describe it unless you were living at that time. But it was absolutely crazy. But and it wasn't even anything. It wasn't even VR. We have more sophisticated AI models now. These were little cartoon drones, and they just were in a room together. I mean, they were just. It was the most innocuous. It was the most innocuous thing you could imagine. But that was that was crazy. This is what this reminds me of, because anything she physically does, or anything that physically happens with like chips and stuff, I think it's a metaphor for something happening in the Wired, you know, as in a program being run, something being deleted. It's just manifesting in physicality, you know. And Tato understands the full implications of the chip, hence why he's terrified.
I do like the fact that in order to get this information about this, she has actually had to take him on a date into her bedroom. Because he's like, wow, nice layout. What calls this? How have you done that? Oh, that's a really dodgy setup, but it's so easy to expand on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you came to look at her bits, but not those bits.
This entire day ends in the worst way possible. But yeah, it's like I think I get the feeling that Lane knew most of the answers that he was going to give her already. That she'd already discovered most of what was going on. She just didn't know what was on that circuit board.
But this is where the character, this is where the character of Masami appears or gets brought to the fore. And we find out he worked for Tachibana General Labs. He is the one that was basically taking Ted Nelson's Xanadu experiments and was trying to plug humanity into the human residency. He was trying this. And when Tachibana found out, they fired him. But how much had he got done, or what did he set in place? Did he write Lain? Because that's what we're thinking. You know, is this where Lain was born and released? So he had done that before he got fired. Did he upload himself because he went missing?
Oh, good questions. All very good questions.
But this is the
no answers.
But this is the bit where None at all. You just more questions and answers to us. But this is the bit where Liam actually meets him in the Wired. And then this is the bit where it all starts to really ramp up. Because Liam thinks she's met God.
Yeah, I love the way he just kind of like appears at the end of the episode, and then he looks like this really creepy guy, and then the episode just ends. Imagine having to wait a week for the next episode.
Oh God, no. Although then again, it might give you time to digest this.
I think that it is throwing a hell of a lot of information at you.
Luna asks, do you both think this series is worth investing time into?
Yes,
absolutely. This is proper thought-provoking.
This is one of my.
This is a thought-provoking series.
This is one of my favorite anime. I almost passed it by because I'm not a fan of the animation style. The animation style is adequate, but it's nothing special. And the story is quite slow until you get to episode 3, where it just bit me and never let go. Always be. This is one of the anime I recommend to people, but I don't recommend it for people who have only just started watching anime. Leave it a bit before you watch this one, because like Colin says, it is very thought-provoking, and there are
Luna's an anime fan, I think.
Oh, in that case, yes, watch it tonight. It's only 13 episodes. You'll manage to finish it off before sunrise.
It draws so many parallels to the world we live in now, but it also, even though it was set in the 90s, the parallels and the fears of what could come to be is investigated. And it's also discussing, like, basically the transcendence, I can nearly speak, of humanity. What's the next stage of evolution? Because that's brought up as well, about how far can humanity evolve, and does it need technology then to go to the next step? Is that the natural evolution? Basically, what's the word? Transhumanism starts bringing in transhumanism, basically, and
it's come out recently. Recently, in a lot of like scientific journals and things, there's been conversations popping up that mankind has reached its evolutionary limit, and mankind needs some kind of needs some kind of like catalyst to push it further.
Catalyst or a jolt? Yep, catalyst.
Yeah. So it's like mankind at the moment, until we discover like technology which enables us to like leave what we are physically at the moment, mankind is basically stuck in a rut.
But we are currently going through a process. What I say, sorry, this is. I should grab the tinfoil hat and stick it on here for the minute. It's just out of reach. Hold on a second to put the tinfoil hat on while we carry on this episode.
Lane's crazy theories.
I do believe that we're in a series of data collection at the moment. We're going through that process. The internet, AI, the fact that there's more data centers, like humongous data centers being created all over the world, that's like a major form of industrial, that's the industry right now, creating these data centers. And all of our hopes, dreams, and desires are being poured into, if you think about it, I'll go back to this thing. We put our thoughts and our feelings, we write our stories now, like when Horrific Tales Volume 5 comes out in the next couple of weeks, it's going to get uploaded, and then it becomes searchable by the AI. That's our imaginations. Every video, everyone's recording everything. Like, the first thing people do now, their instinct is to pick up their phone and start recording it, no matter what's happening in the world, no matter how bad it is. We're here having these discussions, we're all doing it. We're all feeding into the mainframe.
The AI watching.
it's not just watching, but it's collating, it's pondering. I think if Lane exists, we're all feeding into her, we're talking to her right now.
Oh yeah, I think
Does that make sense?
without a doubt, the next big
It's
step for mankind is going to be the integration with the machine. Because if we can't evolve any
well, that's
further,
we've already talked about it.
yeah, if we can't evolve any further by using
Hold on.
like our own biological means, the next step forward surely is like to incorporate machines into us.
Oh, you mean the chip? You mean the
That
chip?
is a stupid idea and will never work.
They've already developed the chip. People
Only
are
one
already like there's already
Is it
people
on-
that are ready to accept the chip. Right. They're talking about the one. No, but the one that was broached before Musk's idea. The one Musk wants is the back of your head, but the one that's been broached is the one that sits in your, basically replacing your pay and go. That you don't have a phone anymore. You just tap your, and it has all your biological information. That's already out there. That's already being put into policies. It's already here right now. It's not an abstract concept anymore. I think once again, no, but you know when you microchip your pets?
Yeah.
I think that was the animal testing phase. Seriously, it's here now. It's not this thing is so close to the truth. We're living in a moment of history right now. And it's frightening to think about, because if you can upload, you can download. And this is what Lane's showing. You can. How many girls have become Lane? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Does she just download herself and then the body physically changes? Or is that the perception? Do you know what I mean? It's
no idea.
It's oh god, you could seriously never go to sleep again at night.
Chris isn't. Colin isn't sleeping tonight, I don't think. I'm going to be honest, yeah. Up until you started talking about this,
trust me, I've already thought of this.
Yeah, up until you started talking about this just now, that has never been one of my questions about Serial Experiments Lain. Thank you for screwing me up just a little bit further as far as this anime is concerned. Watch it. Definitely watch it.
Ah, fantastic. It's all part of the service.
I mean, we said we weren't going to be spending 5 hours of talking about it tonight. I bet you we are. It is, but this is
the episode where everything ramps up as well. This is where the Wired or Masami or God, this is where they have the full-on conversation. Basically, release your human body. Now, that's why I said, is this the part of the game?
I still
think, and they've got this point, hence why they threw themselves off things.
Yeah, I still believe, and I will die on this hill, that the children who've been dying in this game are all guinea pigs that are part of the experiments. But but all the children who were playing the game are dead. They're gone. And it's like Lain is the only survivor, because that game was basically a training ground for what she is going to become. She is the link that is. She is the thing. She is like we'll call it.
And this is the part.
Yeah. She is the program that is going to connect
the one
mankind. Yeah. She is the one. She is the spoon. The spoon. See what I did there? She is going to be the person who. She's going to be the person who connects physical mankind with the immaterial wired, as part of part 7 of whatever this program is called.
And this might seem like sci-fi. Oh, what do you mean? They're only staring at a screen. How can they be programmed? How can people be programmed just by a screen?
That's this
Once
hacks.
again,
Next question.
this little rectangle has programmed. This has programmed more people with, like, not even subliminal messaging, but if you think about reels and shorts and now AI videos being made and messaging and rage bait and the algorithm and clickbait, people have been you literally watch people become Mika in this in real time now in the world. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we're watching it, we see it happen. You see somebody who's terminally online, and they're not there in the real world. They're not there, but their avatar profile is, writing the world and doing this, doing that. They're 50 sock puppet accounts that they're running at the same time, going into every chat room or message board or forum or social media platform. They've all their tabs open. They're sitting with the 3 devices, and they do not exist in this world. And they're the ones that, if you cut off the internet tomorrow, would die. It'd be pure 100% cold turkey, which, as we know, can actually kill people.
Terrible thing.
Because their dependency has got that much. We're watching it happen now. And this is what this is exploring is the next bit, as in, do you leave your physical body behind? Can you connect in such a way that you just leave your body behind and go into there? And I hate to say this, but it's fucking possible. We're closer to this reality than we're not.
I hate the fact that you call
it a frightening thing to think about.
I hate the fact that you call it a dependency, but thinking about it, I couldn't think of it. I can't think of a better way to call it, a better way to describe it. It is. We are dependent on the internet. If the internet went down tomorrow, I think every single one of us would be screwed. Business would be screwed.
Absolutely.
Social lives would be screwed. Everything would die because, as an not just as a country, a nation, but as an entire species living on this planet, we are all relying on this thing that we call the internet. From the biggest corporation down to the smallest village in a third world country, everywhere has the internet. God, that's depressing. That is.
No, depending on your level of dependence, there's some of it, it'll be a shock. Some of us could pick ourselves up. Those that pre-internet have more of a chance, but then we're not getting younger, so that's not good. Yeah, are we getting pushed closer to the human residence? Yeah, I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna reach out to Steve and Mike. I think I need to go on Midnight Signal podcast and look into this. I think that'll be a good topic.
Look at what anime is giving us at this moment. It's giving us so many things. I mean, 30-year-old anime. Look at the ideas it's giving us. Look at the things it's giving us to talk about. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? It's like the Schumann resonance, yeah? The Schumann resonance is totally real. 7.83 megahertz. That buzz is totally there. But it's just the fact that because every single living creature on this world has grown up with it through their entire lives, we've learned to ignore it. It's a real thing. It's just there waiting for us to connect with it. Everything. The news clips in this anime, the things it tells you about Vannevar Bush and the rest of the people in Magic 12. It's all factual information. MJ12 did exist, and Vannevar Bush was the head of it. It's not conspiracy. It's a real thing. It's normally talked about. It's normally talked about with people who are into UFOs. They talk a lot about MJ12.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking this. I've been wondering what I could talk about. Going on to my buddies, Sergeant Shenanigan or Alien Mike, the Midnight Single podcast.
Yeah.
I've had them on here a couple of times, and
Right.
I've
Yeah.
been waiting for something
Anime. That's what you could
to
talk to them
think
about.
about, and I think this is the thing.
Mm.
No, I think this has struck a chord with me. I want to look into this now because I genuinely think we're at the possible mid to late stages of this experiment, intentional or not. And I do believe that the reasons about data centers, it's not for fun.
Right. Here's a good question.
What reason do corporations have?
Sorry, carry on.
I messed up.
Oh,
You were starting to talk and you cut out.
No, I was going to say that. Like, it's like Serial Experiments Lain. Yeah, is it a warning?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Is it?
No, right. So last night I was talking with Richard Wilson.
Oh yeah. Yes, I watched. It was a very good interview.
Yeah, he's I enjoyed talking to him. But we talked about the blasé attitude that Hollywood, for example, has to preserving movies. Like when the fires happened there, a lot of films were destroyed because they didn't put them in proper fireproof buildings, right? And the cost of that really is negligible considering the amount of work, time, money, and effort went into making a movie. It's not like these movies are just made, right?
Yeah.
If they're that blasé about something that costs, even back in the day, like millions to make, right? And preserving it for archiving purposes or digitization from the original, right? Why are trillions being spent on data centers just to record what we walk around the streets with this dopey little rectangle recording or vlogging or looking at ourselves or typing in? What is the end game? Why would anyone spend that amount of money? It doesn't make sense. If Hollywood, for example, won't spend the money preserving its own properties that it's already invested money into for just for posterity or for possible later retrieval and resale.
Yeah.
Why what we do? But you know what I'm saying? Like these data centers are not small. Like I don't think you can imagine like they're proper real estate being taken up to build these things. And they're basically the equivalent of nuclear bunkers to protect that data. I can understand, you know what I mean? Because even back in the days of ARPANET, if you go back then, it didn't need that. You know what I mean? There was like even the old tape stuff, there wasn't that amount of space needed. And that was like government level banking data, etc. But why is so much money and investment being spent on what we do as humanity? You know, as in just vlogging and recording and talking and typing into shopping habits. It seems like innocuous stuff, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I honestly believe the answer is money.
Essentially. Yeah, but no, there has to be more than that. But I mean, because like for example, you think about the storage space on this. Why does it need 5 years worth of videos? Obviously, if they weren't performing, the logical thing to do would be to remove the videos. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Or if they're not being watched in so many years, say a year, if a video hasn't been watched or looked at in a year, then it would be deleted. That would be the financial sensible thing to do, so you don't have to build as many data centers.
But it's not, because the first ever YouTube video
it's not everything
available to watch.
Yes, and more data centers are being built to capture all of this, like essentially capturing the entirety of humanity. CCTV cameras, security cameras, all upload to servers. Body cam footage, all uploads to the server on the Wired. All of human activity, all of human experience is being collated right now and ran through algorithms. Because every time you ask AI something, that's what it does. And some stuff's more protected than others, but generally, if it's up there, it's searchable. Just saying, just putting that out there. This series, like Lane's watching us right now. Hi, Lane. Hope you're doing well. Please don't wipe me out.
Mike, I do have to turn the camera. I go to the toilet. I'll never again.
Yeah, I'd love to. I've had an effect on have the thing go and her face appear like it does in the series.
Got that in your shit to your mind. It's like
this episode.
You're there taking a nice relaxing dump the way you do while doom scrolling.
People bring their phones in with them.
Oh God! It's like I never. I will. So, I have not. I will never take my phone while I'm on the toilet. For God's sake, people! There are some things that are sacred, and taking a dump should be one of them. Like, oh hello, what are you doing? Oh, I'm on.
No, but
yeah, I'm all right. What are you doing? I'm on the toilet. It's no.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, but did you ever bring the landline in with you? Did you ever carry the landline in with you when you were having a dump? Did you bring your PC in with you?
Like mobile phones have destroyed the common decency of privacy, because you can now you can be in the middle of giving birth, and if your phone goes, you can be like, what? There's no private. It's one of the reasons. Right, there are only out of my entire list of friends and people like that, the hundreds of people that I know, maybe thousands of people that I know, only 5 of them have my telephone number. They can contact me on things like WhatsApp or Discord or things like that, but only 5 people have my actual telephone number. And I never put my telephone number anywhere on the internet for people to find out. My phone, my privacy. Please don't call me while I'm on the toilet or while I'm eating, because I am really fussy about that.
That's, you know what I mean? All of human history, all of human activity is being recorded and collated and ran through an algorithm. Lane is going through it all. And this is the test for this episode, is that, yep. And this is the whole conversation with Masami, is telling her to let go, and she's basically a construct. And human memories have been uploaded directly, and she's a construct from it. And she's arguing with him that she's not, she's a real girl. And apparently the alternate Lane was created by the Knights to find the actual Lane. It was a form of basically to smoke her out.
Thing is, like we see where the Knights target her once when they blow up her navvy. We don't see them target her again, but do they?
No, because then that's where the operatives, they start taking out the Knights. So everyone we've seen receive a computer chip was a Knight. And they're the ones that are getting taken out. So VR guy, bored housewife, CEO guy, vlogger. No, yeah, I said him first. Gamer guy. One of them actors. I mean, you see these people are getting taken out by the operatives. the infography, infornography, or whatever, however you pronounce that, is a weird episode as well. This is jazz club acid, acid jazz, like signaling in the apocalypse.
Like, is it infography in the same way as you have pornography? So it's basically like, this information is so hot, because that's the way it comes across. It's like it literally. It's kind of like it's almost like getting on towards the end of the series. They've decided, so that everybody's up to speed, they decide to do a recap episode. It's the most chaotic recap episode ever, if it is. What are you supposed to say about this episode? It's crazy.
It's just gone over everything, isn't it? And this is Lane. She's actually physically connecting herself to the wired now. The home is not a home anymore. It's like an abandoned shack.
How long have the parents been gone? Because it's like gone because it's like all the potted plants are dead. Everything has just been turned over. I actually thought it almost looks as if the house has been broken into because the door's hanging open. The only room that's got any kind of semblance of order is Lane's bedroom, and that's just like a chaos of computer parts.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've got to be quite honest, that jumper clip on the bottom lip looks hella painful.
Yeah. Also, when did she shower last?
Well, she doesn't have to go to school anymore.
Like,
so chances are
she hasn't changed her clothes.
Yeah, she's kind of like it's almost like she's spending all of her time now connected to the internet. Well, sorry, connected to the wired.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not make assumptions. Connected to the wired.
Yeah, she's just, which is interesting why she wants to keep her body when she's just completely rejected it. You know what I mean? She may as well. Her resistance is futile in this case because she's essentially connected herself up and forgot the human world.
Well, I mean,
and this is where she finally meets Chisa, because that was the whole point of doing this in the first place, was to find Chisa.
The email
because of Chisa's email,
and because was it her dad who told her that if the more powerful the system she had, the more presence she had in the wired, the more information she could receive from the wired. Mm-hmm. It all started out with her wanting to see if she could get another message from Chisa.
Yep. And finally, at this point, she meets her. She's mission achieved. And we have
the mission's moved Mika. On now, isn't it?
Yeah, but that was their original mission. That was the whole point of this. That was the algorithm. That was their prime program. But we also have Mika sitting beeping and blooping like a modem.
I do feel sorry for her.
Randomly, like she's been left. No, but the parents left and didn't even bring her with them. So what, you know what I mean? Who is this poor girl?
Ha 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 ha. This is where at this point I can turn around and say, what parents?
Yeah. Because these two were put in as apparently assigned to her.
You never actually find out who the hell those people are. But yeah, because like, she's been abandoned. She's been left behind. And she's just sitting there making like Keop from Battle of the Planet noises, you know. She's just a totally
completely
wreck of a person.
Then Lane decides to go around. Oh, we'll have an alien like from the previous episode that's wearing Freddy Krueger shirt or jumper.
Yeah,
and then Lane decides she's going to wear that.
It is weird that you get it's back when Lane was spying on Alice, wasn't it? We saw the first alien.
Yeah.
Because like the door was partially open and she's like this grey. Oh no! It was when Lane was in her room. The alien peeked around the door.
Mm-hmm.
Why? No one knows. It's like no one has any idea why there was an alien there.
But yeah, that's basically it. This is Lane transcending essentially, and is a specter. You know what I mean? Not even ghost in the machine; she's a demon in the machine. God.
I have so many questions, and I already know there's no answers.
I know that's the thing. That's a frustrating thing about that. I don't think they could even explain it. I think this is no one of them high-minded concepts, the what ifs.
Yeah,
and that's what this is doing, just exploring it. But there's no resolution because we are living this right now in human history.
It almost feels at times. It almost feels like Serial Experiments Lain is just a better directed version of Paranoia Agent.
This one resonates with me more. This I can draw parallels to. Paranoia Agent I couldn't really.
That's Paranoia Agent is just weird from beginning to end, whereas this is something we have lived through / are living through.
We're living through. Yep. We're going through it right now. We can witness it firsthand happening right now. This is not sci-fi as in an out of the box concept. This is sci-fi as in we see potential. We thought this ourselves when the internet started. It's happening now. It's literally happening now. It's just not, like I said, the only thing they hadn't figured out were these things. That's the only bit missing from this series. If they have these, then that's it. That's what this is. You remove the Navi terminals and you put in smartphones. And we're living right now. This is explaining what the hell's happening, and it's fucking frightening. It really is.
See, I love Lain. I love Lain. Lain is awesome. This will. I've said it once. I've said it a million times. This will always be one of my favorite anime, just because of the fact there's no right. A lot of the questions it asks, there are no answers to. But there should. But in a way, completely unrelated, there are, and more of them are coming true. I love that. It's kind of like 30 years ago, someone wrote a future horror.
And we're relevant it.
Where we are the future. They wrote.
Another thing.
Yeah. Sorry, after you, please. I keep putting in.
Every person in this is being uploaded, or Diane upload becomes a version of Lane. It's almost as if they're, Lane is the conduit. They become Lane, so they'll go back to the central computer. Like I said, why are companies investing trillions in these data centers that basically every person's entire existence gets uploaded? Do they even know themselves? Is Lane guiding them? Is this what she's doing? So every person is just a version, a facsimile of Lane, but I think it's like the CSV file that they're just being uploaded, so they get transformed into a version of Lane that can get transferred into the the main database from the legacy system, which is the human being that lived. Masami was the original experiment. He was the first upload prior to Lain. He was like the prototype.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
What is it? Yeah. I couldn't help draw parallels whenever Lain asks what's going to happen, and Masami says something absolutely wonderful.
Your 2001,
do you remember
aren't
Odyssey
you?
2010?
Yeah, your 2001
just prior to the obelisk, before Dave gets basically gets ascended by the obelisk, but then it comes again in 2010, the sequel, where
yes, yeah, he totally does.
Dave. They keep asking what's going to happen, and he keeps saying something wonderful.
Yeah, it's like what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And like Brody is sitting there from Jaws. Can't remember the name of his character, damn it. And he just turns around. It's just a star child smiling back at him. That is such a great scene. That is such a great scene.
Something wonderful. I'm like, oh god, somebody's read Arthur C. Clarke.
Hang on a minute. I've read shitloads of Arthur C. Clarke. What do we say about Arthur C. Clarke?
Was he tuned in as well? Like, if you think about, have you read all the Odyssey series?
I all the way up to 2100. Yes. Oh no, it's 22. No, 2210 is something totally different.
No,
yeah. I've read 2001. I've read 2001. I've read 2010. I've read 2063. There's 2100, and there might be another.
There's one more.
There's a book out there. There's a book out there which is something like 2310, which has nothing to do with
landing. Basically, where the landing. No, where the land in Europe was the last book.
The last one I read, I think, is the one where the obelisk on Europa is like it's fallen. It's been knocked down because like a piece of Jupiter's core, a diamond the size of Mount Everest, hit the planet. I think that's 2063.
No, there's a book after that where basically the human,
Googling,
they crash land on Europa and then go for the rescue mission and break the cardinal rule. Remember, all planets are yours except Europa. Do not go there.
Do not go there.
But I need to pick them up again. God, I haven't read them in years.
I'm
trying to read new stuff. I'm trying not to rebuy all my old books.
Yeah. At the moment, I know for a fact I've only got 2001, 2010 because I've got to be honest, I'm a massive fan. Yeah. 2001, 2010, 2016. Anyway. Oh, 3001 is the fourth one.
That's the one where they actually go to Europa and break the rule.
Frank Paul comes back.
But anyway, back to this. Sorry, tangent alert. This is
no. All relevant,
you can see the inspiration.
See, all relevant.
No, this you can see the
something
what
wonderful.
Have these authors? This has been the question: is what is the next step for humanity? This question has been asked since maybe definitely the end of the 20th century. I think more prevalent in the 90s, like in the 90s when we were coming up to the new millennium, all these questions were being asked. It was everything was to play for. It was such a going into the 2000s was such a massive thing in the human psyche. And anybody that says it wasn't is a liar. Because we were all thinking it. What does the next millennium? It was such a massive number. Another 1,000 years of history. What holds, and I don't know why. I don't think it was the same. Well, maybe we don't have the records, but the people think the same from the 1800s going into the 1900s. Not as I don't think as they're still because they're still thinking in centuries, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they don't think about current
No, they're still thinking of the
mankind.
century. Sorry, this was at the millennium. Yeah,
Yeah, like mankind as we sit at the moment hasn't really evolved since the end of the last ice age. It's like when mankind became tool users as a physical object, as a physical race, we stopped evolving because we don't need to evolve. It's like we don't need to evolve claws because because we invented knives. It's like everything. It's like we are a technological race, but it is holding us back. So the next step forward must be something based around technology. I am perfectly ready to become a cyborg. Can they replace my left shoulder first,
we were
please?
asking those questions. Yeah, my left kneecap could do with the replacement. Flipping back and
Doesn't have to be anything. Doesn't have to be
but yeah,
anything special.
these questions were being asked. This is such a thing of its time. We were getting into the millennium with a sense of wonderment, and then authors like Arthur C. Clarke and Asimov and everything else was already thinking of this. I wonder what they think of the world now.
Right. Apart from,
would it be a disappointment? Would they be able to
look
outside it?
It's right, but if you think, but apart from the ease of communication and the passing on of information, the world today isn't much different than the world it was like 40, 50, 60 years ago. Like the world is a lot smaller, but
I'd say it's worse because things.
Yes.
But infrastructure, everything doesn't work anymore. Things are just not working as well. The same problems are here. They've never changed.
Yeah, I
so us being able to communicate more has actually caused more problems, not less.
I can tell you one thing.
Is that part of the experiment?
Better now than the world used to be. There is one thing that is slightly better than the world used to be. You can now buy fruit all year round because seasonality no longer exists. Because we can ship raspberries or whatever from the other side of the world in the middle of winter. And then pay through the nose for them.
Yeah, and that's why you have seasonal prices, etc. Yeah,
a very weird world.
Yeah, things haven't. That system hasn't got faster or anything else. It's the same. And where's like everything's focused on the digital, and we forgot about basic mechanics. All that's been thrown to the wayside. Cars aren't getting better. Roads aren't getting better. There's no better surfaces for roads now. It's the same asphalt.
You can't.
In fact, I'd say it worse.
Because even though you can hear the noise coming from the engine, and it's your rods knocking, you can't do anything about it unless you actually plug a computer into it and it tells you that your rods are knocking. Ridiculous. There's that much electronics in an engine, you can't strip an engine anymore.
Yeah, but that's no, that's the thing. God's sake, one of the last cars I owned, I knew something was wrong with it when I was driving it. I went to the garage. I'm like, look, this is making a funny noise. There's something. Can you check it out? And we'll have the computer on it. Like, these are supposed to be mechanics. And sure enough, I actually went to a job interview, and then the way back, the car just went. And I was stranded on the motorway. I had to call, the recovery services to get me off. But I knew something was wrong, but they couldn't look at it and tell until it actually went wrong.
That is ridiculous.
And at that point, I lost all trust in cars because I knew there was something. I'm no mechanic, but I knew something was not right. I knew it needed looked at. I knew it probably could have been fixed, but it didn't because the computer says no.
Can't fix
because
it
it
until
hadn't
it's going
broken
to
yet.
fortune, mate. Sorry.
You can't do preventative maintenance because computer says no. Like that's what I lost all faith in cars, etc. from it, because I think I had one more car after that, and then I gave up because I lost all trust, because that was really a bad, just being stranded. That thought of being stranded somewhere, I just didn't like
Being
that.
stranded somewhere, or because the computer says no.
Being vulnerable, you know what I mean? And when I knew something was up, yeah, and I put trust in something and it didn't pan out. That's things got messed with my head. But yeah, this is panning through. Alice comes, basically is worried about Lane, and she goes to the house. There's something about Japanese culture, isn't there, that's so ingrained.
Taking your shoes. This is taking your shoes off before you walk
She steps into the house, into the little,
even though the house looks like a junkyard and a rubbish tip combined.
Yeah,
someone,
the place is absolutely stink. In fact, the street is cleaner.
Yeah, someone once explained Japanese people taking their shoes off before going into a house in the greatest way possible. Yeah, not one Japanese person has ever trekked dog shit up their whole carpet.
That's a fair one.
I love that. But yeah, the first thing she does when she turns up at this absolute tip of the house is take her shoes off. I'm just like, oh, she's not going to have clean socks when she leaves there.
Like, those socks are going in the fire.
It's like
squelch, squelch, squelch.
Can you imagine? The stickiness of the floor your socks as you take a step? Oh, that's Toko.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Squelch, squelch, squelch.
What's she going to do when she gets to Lane's bedroom? She's like knee deep in water anyway.
When you leave the house, the socks are covered off. Well, even before she gets to Lane's bedroom, we'll meet Mika in her final form.
Beep, beep, boop, boop. Yeah. Gotta be honest.
How's she still alive?
How surprising was it to find that Mika is still in that house? Whoever masquerading as Lane parents gave less of a care in the world than to take her with them. It's like I say, Mika's entire role. Mika's entire role was to turn into a Yeah. I see, that's just it. What is she? Has Lane eaten?
No, that's it's just tragic. It's the biggest tragedy in this, just to say, because like I said, when you see Mika's personality, but then we're seeing this is what's happening. People having their humanity stripped from them. And it turns out Lane has deleted everybody's memories because nobody remembers Alice's transgressions with the school teacher.
We still don't know if that was real or not.
Alice's memories.
See, we still don't know.
Was it an inserted one? Who knows? This
is another precursor of today. It's another warning, yeah? We don't actually know if Alice did anything with the teacher or it was just a rumour on the internet. But even if it was just a rumour on the internet...
Or did you just think it?
Yeah, she was she was found guilty by social media.
Which, is that a thing today?
What trial by social media is totally a thing today. Good God, it's still a thing. All you've got to do is start a nasty rumor about someone.
You know what I mean? Is that an actual phenomenon? Yep.
Yes. Trial by social media. God, yes.
The sky is purple. And yeah,
Right.
I'm being hyperbolic here. I'm being
Yeah.
slightly
It's like,
ironic.
you'll get me talking about
I know
mimetics.
fine well.
You,
It's a
you,
thing.
you don't want me talking about mimetics. You
We
really don't.
have the equivalent. We have the equivalent of a medieval mob roaming about the internet today, burning the
Online
witch.
all the time. Yeah, it's called
That's what we
Facebook.
have.
It's called
That's what
Facebook.
we have. No, but it's all the platforms.
It's like that time. It's like
You
that
look at
time
any of
back
them.
in
It started. It
back
can.
in it's like that time back in the 90s when, because of Facebook, some doctor got beaten up because somebody accused him of being a pediatrician. He was a pediatrician. It was his job.
Yeah, and that's sure. What is it? Mm-hmm. He's relevant to PDF files. I know what you mean. Sure. Look at the term swatting.
Oh, yeah.
Random people
Swatting.
can call an armed response unit of the police on somebody's house, and that's not the frightening thing. The frightening, absolutely no rhyme, reason, suspicion, or anything else, and just turn up, and one or two people have come a cropper because of that. Like I said, just the fact somebody would, not just somebody, but many people would do that. It'd be like somebody doing it here because they don't like our take on this series. You know what I mean? Some lunatic, window like a lunatic out there goes, right, call the flea talking. I'm going to do something, and then next
Is
thing
he
you know, doors
starting to
get
make sense? Why I don't put any of my like social details out there on the internet yet?
Yeah, but
It's
that'll just make them actually search harder. I'm like, fucking come on, have a go.
yeah. Good luck.
But that's, you know what I mean?
Name.
That is the world, you know, and the world's always been like that. It's just been, I think a mirror is just being held up to humanity and what it's like. Hence the data collection. Like, is this part of the algorithm, the data collection of these events? Is that all getting fed into an intelligence and ran to answer the question of humanity? Like, there's another thing that's here when Masami starts talking to Lane while she's with Alice and says that humans are just applications.
Yeah. Right, but what's the difference?
And I instantly think of Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. Right, what is the difference between a computer program and the human thought process? Nothing. They're both just electrical impulse.
Emotion.
The difference between
Yeah,
the difference between a living human being and a dead human being is 1.2 volts. I think
this
it's
is
1.2.
once again, it's worth watching Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Tactility, carnality is the difference. Feeling the wind in your face, having your temperature raised, you know, the flush. That's what separates humanity, is that the physical reaction and touch with the world, which is why an algorithm, a computer program will not understand that, which is possibly why Lane has had to take human form or infest a human or, you know, take over a human to understand it. This is all possible at this point. But I couldn't help thinking of Deep Thought 2 from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
If you remember. So basically, Deep Thought 1 was the biggest computer ever built to solve
the answer to
what's
the
the answer
question.
to the life universe and everything. 42.
42.
Yeah, it's 42. But what was the question? So Deep Thought 2, which turned out to be the planet Earth. was built to find out what the question was, and
It's
just
doing
as
a
somebody was
shit.
about to get it, the Vogons came.
What's it? I don't know. What was the name? Fenchurch. The girl sitting in the cafe, got it just at the moment that the Earth was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't read fifth part of that series, by the way.
The algorithm was just reaching its conclusion. Are we deep thought too? Is that what we're here for? Who knows? Fucking anything. God, this is if anyone doesn't go to bed tonight with a headache,
there's nothing deep about my thoughts, Colin. You
this
know
has to
that.
be one of our. I'm like, feed me, burp me, let me sleep. I'm good.
I'm like, it's like I wake up. I wake up in the morning, herp, and then I go to bed. That is my life. Might watch some anime in between. This is the most. I'm going to agree with what I think you were about to say. This is without a doubt the deepest, most philosophical we have ever got while talking about anime.
This is just. There's too many parallels. There's too many. There's too many references to what has been, what's happening right now. It's too close not to think about it.
Here we go. It's going to be 1 a.m. Here we go. It's going to be another 5 hours. I knew this would happen. It's that kind of anime. The problem with this, the problem with the Serial Experiments Lain is it fits so well with things that are happening at the moment and questions that are being asked. Personally, I've got to be honest. If Lain is our new god, I'm quite happy with that.
Well, it depends which one, because that nightclub Lain is a bit of a bitch. Don't like her.
Have you never read the old? Have you never read? It's like, look, as long as I do, as long as she doesn't turn my wife. I'm not married, by the way, but as long as she doesn't turn my wife into a pillar of salt, I'm fine with that. I do not have a wife, but I do have a like plastic figure of Sadako, and that's good enough. Shut up! I'm a weed.
We know anything about that.
This
is the bit where Lain... Not at all. Not at all. I haven't shown stuff here. Like, oh, look at I just wasted money on.
I'm not really unboxing video.
Right. So this is the bit where Lain basically rebels. I need to earn more money. That's the crux of the matter. Like and subscribe, folks. Don't forget we also have memberships.
Also, there's a great range of merch.
Check out the merch store.
You need a new Mogo t-shirt. We've got you covered. Well, Colin's got you covered. I haven't.
Yep. And if you fancy some horrific tales, there's a whole series of anthologies. Quite a bit here. I don't advertise enough.
I don't want
to be the infomercial. I know we've got tons.
That's just it. It's like there's no kind of like buy our stuff, like and subscribe. Well, that's okay, because it means instead of forcing people trying to force people to join you, your channel is having like a more natural kind of growth. It's friendlier.
I'd rather that, you know what I mean? Because that's what we're all about. Like, it's if you want to spend a couple of hours debating the world, like where we are in it, in the existential crisis of humanity, this is the show for you, because we're doing it right now. But yeah, this is the bit, like I said, Masami, she starts pushing back against Masami, and he just throws a tantrum and decides to manifest into physical form to try and strangle him with tentacles.
See,
this would be an anime without tentacles.
This to me is kind of like the high point of the horror in Lain, because when he starts to like manifest himself, it is kind of like a properly disturbing manifestation. This is the kind of manifestation I was trying to
Yep,
talk
it
into
is.
being
It
when we
really
were
is.
playing chill. When we were doing chill, this is the kind of thing I was aiming at. It
And
is.
what's your
Properly
favorite
off.
moment of the show? I've been keeping this question because this is it.
yeah.
Luna asked, "What's your favorite moment from the show?" And this is the bit where
Yeah.
Massimo decides to manifest and
Yeah,
becomes a
I
random tentacled monster
I
and throws a
agree.
temper tantrum.
It's kind of like 2001, kind of sort of meets Terminator and The Thing. Maybe also Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
And a bit of Cthulhu in there too, because there's
There's
giant eyeballs and
like when it first started, did you have to make a sound roll? I did. It's like, whoa, roll for sanity, Jesus.
Failed, and then roll your intelligence check to see if you can scope the full horror of what's before your eyes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while since I've seen that, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
it's this.
Massimo.
It's like, this is it. And then it's like, oh, God, I'd forgotten just how in your face this scene was.
Yep, and then that's it. End of episode.
Yeah. See,
So essentially, this is Ego is like the aftermath, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. Because it's like this is the last one.
Finishes with the explosion.
Yeah, because this is the one where like Alice basically loses her mind over what she's seen. And Lane comes up with a comment that to me, I won't say the actual comment, but it comes up to me like, this always happens. I always make the same mistakes. Which is what makes me ask the question, like, just how many times
Always
has this
hurt you or something?
Yeah. Like, again, back to the beginning.
But then everything resets. We're back to the parents again, having breakfast together. The house gets reformed, everything. Except, because I never got their names, but the parents...
The parents' names...
They forget that they have children, or they don't have children this time round.
No, they've got what's it, because it's like...
Fair enough.
Mika is there. Because there's a scene where they're having breakfast. It's like she's like.
No, she's not. Because both chairs are empty.
Yeah, but there's a bit at the beginning where they're eating, and this voice goes, "Thanks to the meal." And it's like Dad's like, "But you've hardly eaten anything." And Mum's like, "Oh, she's on a diet. Oh, why don't you tell everybody?"
Oh God, right. Yeah, I it was just the two empty chairs. When the focus, the camera focused on the two empty chairs.
Yeah,
that's what made me think.
I love the bit where like dad figure just kind of like stops eating and stares at the chair where Lane used to sit. Because a mum figure says like, "What is it?" And he's like, "Nothing." And he's like, everyone who had a bad ending is there, thriving, kind of, sort of.
Well, Alice ends up back at school, and her other two friends pop up, and then they're talking about going to Siberia again, and she's about to invite the weird kid.
Yeah, why don't? It's like why don't? Yeah, it's like, oh, we're going to Siberia. We've got to invite. And then she just stops because she doesn't say what they're going to say next, and they're like, oh God, not Chisa, not Chisa, because Chisa is still alive. Still as miserable as ever.
Yeah,
It's
and
still alive.
Yep, this is where Cheats is alive. Yeah, but that's she's taken over. Oh shit!
But it's like you're walking.
No, that doesn't.
Yeah, like you're walking. You're walking
Sorry,
through the.
I was thinking that Liam took over, but she didn't.
No. It's like
sorry,
they're walking.
just...
They're walking through the town. The two agents now apparently work for telecommunications because they're putting the wires up. And it's like Masami is like walking along on his way to work, bitching about his job, which is awesome. That's brilliant.
Yeah, where he's previously the CEO. You know what I mean?
But it's like,
yep.
One of my
happier ending, because
one of my favorite scenes in this one of my favorite scenes in this last episode. You remember every time Lane leaves home, it's like the front door open and she steps out onto like the porch and walks down those steps. There's a scene where the door opens, like the door,
but it's all white.
The front door of the house opens and nothing comes out. Then there's a scene where you're on the train and like the train is traveling along and people are talking, and the spot where Lane stands next to the door is absolutely empty. It repeats so many scenes from earlier episodes, but the one fact is just like Lane is no longer there. I love that. It makes the continuity part of my brain buzz.
She does appear briefly on Tato's screen, and his girlfriend goes, "Who's that girl?"
Who's that girl? See, this is another
like
the reason why I think they are way older than they look. Oh, nope, talk about it later.
Yeah, well, because they have news as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many
male guy
who
how
long is it? How long is
couldn't afford. He wanted a Navi, couldn't afford it.
Yeah, he's got a kid now. Right, question: is he married? Is he married, or is the little girl he's with the? Oh no, she calls him Oni-chan. So what's it? She calls him Oni-chan. So she's his younger sister.
All right.
Good father. It'd totally be like To-chan or To-san.
But he's upgraded from it. All right, he's upgraded.
So
the world has gone back, but everything's been slightly shifted and changed and moved around.
Yeah, everyone's like the outcome. Everyone's outcome seems to have been, if not necessarily like improved, they're not dead.
Yeah, just slightly tweaked as well.
Yeah.
And then
just slightly,
we see Lane essentially chastising herself for what she's done, or for what she tried to do. Like, there's a whole conversation about who and what she is. And this is the first sort of spiritual aspect. There's never been anything spiritual in this. Because even when they talk about God the whole way through, they don't mean that in a literal sense.
No, it's just kind of like
it's more of an abstract concept than an actual.
Not so much God as an overlord.
Theory.
Yeah, a controlling influence.
What does it mean to be a god? Yep. What does it mean to be a god? It means to be loved. I just need one person to love me. I'm a god. It was, it was more of an abstract concept than the actual deity god. But this is the bit where the conversation goes that the Wired is maybe a conduit as opposed to the end game. And this is where the idea of heaven and, you know, sort of comes into it, that maybe it's the connect, you know, I mean, it's the breach, you know, it's how humanity will get to heaven. That's the first time this comes in this. And then this is where the Lane is trying to convince the other Lane to basically ascend and become God and bring everybody to heaven, sort of thing. That's the first of it actually getting
It's too deep. My brain
religious.
can't take it. It is. It's like, I mean,
It's, you know what I
this
mean?
is
Actually,
apart from the
to be
occasional
honest,
joke.
this is a lighter topic.
Oh,
All right,
no,
it's
yeah,
just heaven. Okay, that's easy. But does that show how the idea of religions used to take massive, mad, like the existential crisis of living in this universe and the unknowable answers, and just go, it's heaven, it's God.
it's like
Do you know what I
religion.
mean? Everything we've been twisting our brains trying to deal with this, and then somebody goes, "Oh, here's an easy answer."
Oh.
All right, that's okay then. And after this, do you know what I mean? It's understandable why religion is comforting, because it puts everything in a really simplistic perspective.
I thought you were going to say dangerous.
Oh, it's God. I don't know the ways of God. Whatever. Insert dead of choice. No, but insert dead of choice here. It's God. God knows everything. I don't. It's their plan. It's not my plan. I just live my life as best I can. I'm going to get to the other side. It'll all be explained, and I'll live happily ever after. Like this would actually, this series would, if you were wanting to indoctrinate somebody in their religion, you've primed them. Do you know what I mean? This episode's like a priming episode. All it needed was a church for you to join, and you'd probably go do it.
Do you know what I mean? This like
no, you have to watch all 12 episodes beforehand, because, like I said, it's priming you for this. You're breaking your head trying to figure this out.
This anime is scary deep. You could, there is. It has been mentioned by people. There is enough information contained within this series to create your own religion. Not one of these like Waco cult kind of religion, but an actual serious thing. And that's the end of that subject, because I don't want to get into that.
I'm surprised. But I'm surprised we do not have actual techno mages in this time. Or is that next?
If you look deep enough, who knows what's out there?
That might be the next step, because honestly, we're primed for that. That's the next thing, is actually techno mages, worshippers of the electronic, you know, the metaphysical with circuitry, and yeah, there's everything to play for. But just as Lane reaches a breaking point, her father arrives, who is actual God, as far as this is concerned, and takes her away to have a wee chat and calm her down.
Because
that was actually a nice scene.
It's because it's like, how do you calm down a distraught person? Cup of tea. They sit down and have a cup of tea, and he even promises to bring cake next time. Can I be quite honest? Best dad ever.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's a really, really nice scene.
Falling apart.
It's a bit where it's like no hard feelings. He wasn't supposed, no hard feelings. He wasn't supposed to get involved. It's just this, that, and the other. And it's like, why has he decided to talk to her like this? Because he loves her. Because he cares. And I think that Mum's not there because Mum character couldn't care less.
No.
Every
woman just wants to get her leg over. That's it.
Oh, that's pretty much right. The thing, this anime for me, well, another reason why this is one of my favorite animes is because it pretty much has, as far as animes go, a perfect ending. There are so many animes that finish off and just leave you. The manga's the same, that just leave you going like, "Is this the same? Is this it? Is this where it ends?" It's like two of my favorite mangas have just finished, and the ending is subpar with both of them, and left me feeling like really kind of out on a limb, disappointed. This doesn't. This is one of those endings where you can sit there and you can nod. It's a rare. You'll discover it's a rare thing.
But that's this needed to happen at this point, because where could the story go? So yeah, she meets her father. He doesn't, whether she's imprinted him or that's actually the personification, who knows? But she meets him anyway. He calms her down, and then Alice gets to live the adulthood, because I think that's the important thing. Is that what's been hinted at is that this has been a reboot cycle on a regular basis because of whatever's happening, and it seems to be the calming, like her father actually taking the time out to bring her up and visit her and calm her down, has let her finish whatever existential crisis she has, and the world goes on, and then Lane visits Earth again. It's almost like she's an angel. This is where the religious metaphysical side comes in. She decides to visit Earth, and she hasn't changed or aged. But Alice sees her as an adult, and part of her memory recognizes her, but not completely. So she did change Alice's memories this time round, or enough times went past that she was able to put the whole thing behind her. But there's Alice with her husband, well adjusted, and then she just briefly has a conversation with Lane, and then that's it. Goes about her life. And honestly, that I think that's about as best an end we can get for this, because it's been so heavy and so much and so fraught with questions that it's almost like you don't really need the answers. It's the eternal question. That's what's being asked here. And I think actually finding the answer would destroy humanity. It's actually the eternal question that keeps us going. Who are we? Why are we here? What's our purpose? What are we part of? Is it this? Is it that? How do we ascend to the next level?
You have to deal with all the answers that the anime did not give you.
That just rattles about in your head.
I'm fine. Oh yes. Great anime. Brilliant anime. Love this anime. Always have.
Yeah.
Always
that was. Yep. That's one definitely worth the rewatch, but take your time with.
There's only one thing about the fact that about this anime that worries me now, and the fact that now we've finished it, it means we've got to spin that really wheel.
Oh yes, you know it. Everyone shall pop up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Serial Experiments Lain, recommended. It sits close to the top of my recommended anime list, and always will do. Although several of my favorite anime involve one of the guys who was responsible for this, Yoshiteshi Abe. Because that was Serial Experiments Lain, Hibani Renmei, Near End 7. Psycho thingy.
Right. Shall we spin the wheel and see what we're going to get next?
Oh lordy, here we go.
There aren't any more. Yep. Are there any more 37 episode animes that we've got to encounter yet, or was Death Note the ultimate?
No, like there are several episodes that go into like two
Is there anything
series,
else
but that
sensible?
gives yeah, like Dark Gathering. Dark Gathering is two series, and there's a chance that a third may be popping up sooner or later. But every single one, most of the ones we've got there now are basically like 12-episode series, so you can at least take a break in the middle of them. Back in the day, Death
Note
was
going to
normal.
spend like 3 months on another anime.
It's like today we're watching Bleach,
Right,
all
okay,
1,100 and however many episodes it is.
Where's my thing? Where's my... I can't find my wee arrow. There it is. There it is. Aha. Hell's Paradise.
Oh, get in there. You'll like this one. It's very colourful, very flashy, and has some great fight scenes. Also, the story is pretty top notch. This is quite a recent one. It's only a couple. It's only a couple of years old, and season 2 is either just been shown or is just about to be shown. Hell's Paradise. I'm making notes.
A squad of prisoners and their guards are sent to investigate a mysterious island. They get stranded there and must rely on each other to survive.
Based on a true story, apparently from when a mysterious island appeared and the Japanese emperor sent people off to explore it because it was rumored that there was a magical fruit that grew there that would grant immortality.
Oh, that old chestnut again. Emperor's
It's also,
immortality.
it's also a Chinese legend. Yeah.
Like every legend ever, it's always been that the quest.
Yeah, like
eternal knowledge and
every nation that's ever existed has had its immortality legend.
Yep. Right, but there you go. That wasn't quite 5 hours, but we were close.
It could have been. If we'd have tangented a few more times, we'd easily have been here 5 hours.
Yep. But we managed to stay focused, which for this show,
it's very unusual.
Have you ever done Berserk? Is that the Keanu Reeves one? No, that's a comic he's done. I don't think so. We haven't.
It's totally horror. It's very good horror.
I don't think we've got it in the list. We'll have to add it. Okay, we'll have to add that to the list. No. What we do have though, we have an entire playlist or podcast. So if you go on the channel, if you want to see all the anime we've covered, we do have horror comics and animation. Like there's a whole playlist there. You can check through everything. Berserk is a dark fantasy manga series by Kentaro Miura.
How long have we been doing this? A year and a half?
I've done a couple. You know, I mean, I've done a couple before we started this, but it was few and far in between.
Then I came along, and it all went to hell.
Yeah. Just once again, just became another never-ending segment. They had never-ending segments on this channel. But here's the thing: every one of these segments gives me a chance to explore different areas of horror. Where if I was just doing it on my own, thinking myself, I would just get into a comfort zone, maybe just to focus on new stuff. But when you've got different people with different interests and different, focuses, it gives me a chance to go and explore that. And that's the whole point of this channel, is to explore all of horror, not just everything. So, yeah, I love it. I love, like, with Chris and Luna, we're doing horror comedies and that, it's old and new and in between. With Dale, I'm exploring all sort of Australasian horror, so from that region, and finding some gems and some stinkers.
Horror is the gift that never stops giving.
Yeah, but I think it's good to let people see that there's more than, like, it's not just one type of story. It's not just mainstream. Like, there's loads of ways to explore horror, and if you're a horror fan, I think you want to at least give it a go. And there's nothing childish about anime horror. Like, this is not for kids. This series that we've just covered is not for children.
They're animated, not a cartoon.
Yeah, it's just an art style. And if you want ultimate proof out there, check out our watch party of allegedly overfeed.
Oh god! Oh no! I've never been able to stare Jam again after I watched that. The sound effects is just too realistic. Oh god, no!
Yeah, that's not, you can't say that's for kids.
Oh my god! Mind you, a lot of them aren't. Even some of the ones that have really, really cutesy graphics are definitely not for kids.
Happy Sugar Life. That was
that was cheerful. Yeah. Do you know, I nearly forgot that we'd watched that. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That was all happy, cutesy, and yeah, it was all a metaphor.
God, Jesus. Another anime that's well worth watching.
But even Marika-chan. Do you know what I mean? That was not, you know what I mean? That was all happy and fluffy and stuff, but it was not, you know what I mean? That was not for kids. I thought I was going to have to voluntarily place myself in a register with some of the images, not because.
Wait. If it's on the list, I can't remember it is. Wait until we get to Madoka Magica. Which starts off as the cutest, most girly pop, happy, magical girl series you have ever seen. Until, and I will not explain this, episode 3. Well, Madoka Magica. If you've never seen it, go and watch it.
Horror makes me pack a punch.
Don't blame me when the nightmares start.
Animation gives you permission to go to darker places. And what might look cheesy or be impractical with physical, live action props, which is why we had concerns when we watched the live action Uzumaki, because our first questions were how they're going to do this, how they're going to do that. Oh, they're not. That was the answer. They didn't. They just sidestepped the whole thing.
Right. Out of all the films, out of all the live action watch pods we've done for films based on anime, Uzumaki is the second most disappointing. Because nothing is ever going to replace Death Note.
No, that was fucking shambles.
Oh, the Netflix version, the Japanese Death Note movies.
All 4 of them are fantastic.
Every single one of them. Because they fill in parts that the anime missed out, and they replace parts that the anime did but didn't do very well.
And told actually a compelling story. And I liked the character, the actor that played Light. And plus, we're going to be back with Death Note. That's a good segue, because after Dale and I finished the last 2 episodes of Wolf Creek, then that's when we're flipping over.
The series. You have told me it's going to be taking place on Thursdays.
Yep. So that'll be getting sorted in. So it'll be good to see somebody who doesn't watch anime. So like with Dale hasn't watched anime. So it'll be interesting how the live action plays out the story. And does she pick up the story? And can we not weeb out?
I was very disappointed to discover that Dell is a normie. Anyone who doesn't watch anime to me is a normie. I've been watching anime for like 45 odd years.
Isn't this a case of when you're in the nerd zone, it's like, you're not a nerd, I'm a nerd. I'm deeper down the nerd hole than you. Right? Meanwhile, actual normies still look at us all with absolute disgust.
Right. There are many. This is how it's described to me. There are many different types of nerd, and we all smell different.
It's like Dante's 7 levels of hell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like nerd. No, all nerds are the same, but we all smell slightly differently. Which I'm kind of like, did you have to put it like that? And like, yeah.
You have to laugh.
I do.
If you can't laugh at yourself, what's the point?
Right, this is the difference between the nerd and the normies. Normies have great trouble laughing at themselves. They get upset about it.
Yeah, they get really uptight.
No offense to normies, you're all lovely people. I know this because my brother is a normie.
But you're so fragile. You're too fragile. That's the problem.
So, like, toughen up for fuck's sake. It's. I've got to be honest. I am looking forward to watching it. I've never seen the Death Note television series, so I'm looking forward to watching it, and I'm also looking forward to watching it with you and Del.
Yeah, because it'll be interesting to see the.
I think the three of us are going to bounce off each other and have a really good laugh.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. But there you go. That's it for another one. Over 3 hours, for fuck's sake. Thanks, mate. Yeah, this is for us. This isn't too bad.
Yeah, I
it's
remember.
It's still not Romulus. Like, I think that's our longest stream.
I was going to say, isn't the longest one's like Romulus was like 7-8 hours, wasn't it? I mean, it's like the thing is, it was like
there's people left that chat and came back an hour later. Goes, are you fuckers still talking?
Yeah, the thing is, how many different ways are there to say that this is shit? Apparently 7 hours worth. That's how many different ways that there are saying it. I think Romulus would have been a much better. Oh God! Oh no! Right, back to Romulus. It would have been a much better film if they hadn't bothered.
Yeah, but
they should have given the money to, I don't know, Science Saru or some other awesome anime creating company, and they should have done an animated version, and it would have been way better.
Oh, have you seen Monday?
Monday?
Yeah, it's the anime Predator or Alien movie or short.
Yes, I have. I was like, what's happening on Monday? Yeah, Monday. Yeah, I have. Monday. Right. Why is
we could have had a whole season of that?
Why is something that a couple of blokes just did in their like bedrooms as some kind of like university project so much better than anything else that's been released for Alien for the past 40 odd years?
It's tragic, isn't it?
Monday, if Monday was official, even if it was just shown as a short before or after one of the films, it would have raked in so much money because it's that good.
Mm-hmm.
It's proper Alien.
But there you go. That's well. The fact is,
and even though it's a mining vessel, no one mentions rocks once.
No, fucking rocks, man.
I'm here for the rocks.
I'm here for the rocks.
You know, it's kind of sad that in Prometheus, what's it? Fairfax is my favorite character. Fifield, that's it. I couldn't remember. Fifield is my favorite character just because when he's talking about rocks, he's got some emotion. Where everybody else is just kind of like clank.
Yeah. Then it's random emotion for fucking rocks. Anyway, right. Oh, by the way, if you just want to watch all that, there's an entire playlist of Alien content, and there's many hours of content on this channel too. Because we're sad. We're saddos. We don't know where to stop.
This it's like there's plenty of chuckles in there as well.
Oh yeah.
So it's like we had fun doing it.
Oh yeah. You can't not talk. You can't talk for hours and not enjoy yourself, because that's doesn't make sense. Why would you do this to yourself?
Yeah, in fact, we've just covered Lane, and I hope at least in there for a couple of minutes, my love of the series, this Serial Experiments Lain, has kind of like come out there.
It's a really thought-provoking, deep series.
Please watch it, because then maybe if you watch it, some of my madness will make sense.
And if you've managed this far, do the like and subscribe stuff, all that good things. But if you're watching this afterwards and you've made it this far, and you've watched Serial Experiments Lain, let us know in the comments what you thought, because that's what we're here for. We want to find out if you haven't discovered this and you check it out. Let us know what you think.
I would love someone to go and watch Lane or any of the other series we've covered and come back and say, that was all right, or that was totally rubbish and you don't know what you're talking about. Either is good.
Let us know why. Let us know why. That's the important thing. But there you go. Thanks for that. Thanks for everybody in the chat. And it just leaves me to say, until next time, keep up to date with the channel, do the technical things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.